I'm hiding next to the purple.
All right, y'all boys ready?
Cyberpunk.
Y'all ready to do this? Y'all ready for this?
Oh boy.
All right,
boy.
For real, we're getting started right now. Badr, it is 37 minutes audio recording and 9 minutes into video.
Are you
bullshit.
talking to yourself?
Future me for recording.
Badr,
Editing, for editing.
Okay, future Badr, you
Looking
are
good,
a nerd.
buddy.
Keep it up, pal.
Future Badr, you are a nerd.
I'm like, don't let him get you down, buddy. Man, I'm sweating my
Future
ass off.
Badr, you have a receding hairline.
Oh my
Whoa,
god,
whoa,
no.
dude, whoa.
Wow.
I mean, we lie a lot on this show, but let's not lie
happening.
about
It's
my
happening.
Filthy lie. I have
right.
a
Yeah, you
luscious
fucking lie.
afro right now.
You are.
It's not bullshit. The audience. I mean,
You
they got
have
video
gray
evidence.
hairs on your testicles.
I mean, they
Well,
got
that is
video
true.
evidence.
Okay. No.
Well, that last part, yeah. All right. Fuck you guys. Let's get started. Love you
Patreon
guys.
exclusive.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Okay, here we go. May I introduce the show?
No one's stopping you.
Okay. Well, I mean, some silence would probably be
And
helpful.
alcohol might.
All right, here we go for real.
All right.
One more time, Badr. Yo!
God damn it.
Short Box Nation. Welcome back to the podcast. How's everyone feeling? I want you guys to do me a favor.
Who are
today.
you talking to?
The audience.
Short Box. Thank you so much. Hey, this guy,
See,
new guy,
come
new
on.
guy, right?
Stop it with the how are you
New
guys
guy.
feeling?
UFG.
If you cared,
He
you would
cares.
pause longer, okay? Because there might be some guy out there that's like, actually, I'm not feeling good. And you're
Anyway.
like, hey! Moving on.
Great.
But I was like,
That's
boring.
yeah, boring. Well, I was gonna ask everyone to do me a favor, and whatever drama, stress that you got going on today, I want you to put it to the side.
Are you
for
talking?
the next
You're talking to us.
to the
clearly,
well, I mean,
clearly.
yeah, for you guys, I need you to put
Because
the
this
alcohol
directly
okay.
affects
to the side.
the quality of the show.
I'm talking to the audience. Whatever drama and stress they got going on today,
Sure.
I want them to put it to the side for the next hour and some change. Because today you're among some friends, all right? It's not just a normal episode of the podcast today. Today is a celebration of the highest magnitude. One that's been almost 11 years in the making. Shortbox Nation, welcome to episode 400.
Don't you do it. Don't
This
you do it.
ain't this ain't episode 400. This is 400. 400.
Faux
all right?
honey?
400.
Faux-
There's a D, but it's a silent D.
Father,
400.
I'm a father. I don't know what's cool anymore. I don't know what's cool anymore.
This is episode 400, ladies and gents. If you're new to the show, welcome to the podcast and all of this.
Yeah.
Just welcome to all of this.
We're
Good,
just sorry.
yeah.
We're just sorry.
In advance.
Thank you for coming. We're sorry.
Why not start at 400?
You know
what?
Why not?
Great
It's a
milestone.
good jumping on point for new listeners.
Granted, it took you way too long.
If you want to jump on the podcast during Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic
Phase 4.
Universe, that's 100% your prerogative.
Well said. It took you long enough, but you're here, and that's all that matters. My name is Badr, coming to you live from the Shortbox studio, and this is the
This is a
Shortbox.
recording. We're not live.
See, Ed, is this a new guy?
I know.
When's the last time he's been here?
This is the problem. This is your fault.
Give him the service.
I look. Ashley's not here, so I have
don't
to
remind
make
me.
up for her shit talking as well.
Yes, because she had so much shit talking in the normal episode.
Notorious shit talker, Ashley.
Ashley is, for those who aren't listening, is dead. So
Whoa.
we're just
Wow.
She was mauled by a
we're
tiger.
mourning her loss.
Yeah, might as well be.
We're mourning her loss, and she is 100% cool with us.
Yeah.
Do you guys know?
Mocking her death.
Just-
Yeah.
We're jumping
What?
the gun just a little. I was going to introduce everyone.
Oh, very
You know,
good.
because right now we're addressing the new.
Well, we know who's
people,
not
you
here.
Okay,
So, okay, go ahead.
I wanted to say.
Potter, please run a tighter ship, okay? Because I think it's determental to
Finish it. Finish it.
finish it. All right, sorry.
All right, look, my name is
Future
Badr.
Potter, you're gonna edit all this out.
Future Badr, love you, bro. Hang tight.
so
you know?
weird.
You can do it. All right, look, my name is Badr, coming to you live from the Shortbox studio, and this is the Shortbox podcast. If it is your first time tuning in, this is the comic book talk show that brings you the best conversations about comics and the pop culture inspired by them. And as you can tell, I'm joined by the three fucking stooges today. All right, I'm joined by some knuckleheads. I'm counting
Motherfucker,
myself.
you
Oh, you're
can't
okay.
count.
I'm counting myself as one.
You're
I'm
joined
counting
by. You
myself.
said you were joined by
Don't
three.
even lie.
Shut
Don't even
up.
lie. Potter's like, I'm doing my the tweet today.
It's a little rough. Cesar? Jeez. You know that we're politically correct on this show.
Yeah, are we?
Keep that over there.
Since fucking when?
All right, as you can tell, look, I got this special Edmund Danzar holding down mic number 2 with me.
Did you
What's
just
up?
say special Edmund
Especial.
Danzar?
Especial.
Bro, is this guy like off the street?
He doesn't
Ed?
listen
Where'd
to
you
the
get
show.
him?
You just
Where'd
said,
you get him from?
You just said we're politically correct. And you just said special Ed Mendanzart.
That's kind of fire. Though.
pretty funny.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty good.
I mean, it is funny, and I'm not going to give you credit for it.
Look, and the 50th hip hop anniversary was yesterday. Special Ed being an OG rap. I mean, Ed, how you feeling about that?
I'm all right.
Ed knows I'm talking.
I'm more of
about
an Ed Lover fan.
Ooh,
honey.
I like it.
Don't do that. Don't punctuate. Don't do that.
Look, we got Ed on mic number 2.
So
And
disrespectful.
look, leave the kids at home today for this episode, just like Cesar did. We got Cesar Cordero in the building. Hey, he acts like he's never recorded an episode with us.
AKA Cesspool. Thank you. All right. We're going to have nicknames. My rapper alias is
Triple
Cesspool.
Triple C.
Yo.
Cesar Cesspool Cordero in the building.
That's it.
Now, Cesar kind of ruined the surprise for you guys. Well, I guess the bad news, really. This was supposed to be a family affair. Ashley was going to be here in attendance with us, just absolutely hating the fact that she chose, spending time with us over family. But something came up, and we're down Ashley today, but she's here in spirit, and we've drank enough where
God, that's the truth.
it kind of feels like we're looking, we're seeing
And we're
double.
driving home.
Well, I'm staying home because we record here.
Irresponsibly driving home.
I'll definitely be kicking Cesar out of this house after this episode.
Nah, son.
So he might
I'm
be.
staying at your house.
Now, if you are someone that kind of like blindly plays your podcast, you probably didn't catch, the title of the episode. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know if you haven't already pieced things together. We're celebrating today. We're celebrating in a major way. This is episode 400, like I said, all right? If you're new and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I implore you to go back to the 399 other examples of a well-run, tight ship
That's
that
funny.
we've got going
That's
on.
funny.
You can catch up with those to get a good feel of what the show regularly is like. But this episode, this one is for the Short Box Nation, all right? This one is for everyone that's supporting us, whether it be this year, you just found the show this year, or you've been supporting for the last 300-plus episodes. This one is for you guys, all right? This is for our Short Box Nation. This is for the Short Box heads out there. We're celebrating 400 episodes. I don't think I got to keep this intro long at all because you already know how
But
we
you're
do
going
it.
to. But you're going to.
You fucking asshole.
You're going to.
I do like the sound of my voice today. It's been lubricated with Patron, provided by Cesar's Wallets. Ed, can we go on and cheers
Do
to
not put
Cesar
this.
buying
Don't
the
put
tequila
this.
today?
Don't put this on me.
All right, but look, jokes aside, that's not to say that we don't have a theme or topic today, because we do. We do. We got a little central theme. It's going to be short and sweet, of course. We'll be talking about some of our favorite comics that have also celebrated 400, which, spoiler warning, isn't that many. The 400 Club in comics is kind of a small
Stop.
circle.
Okay, first off, let me stop you right
Edit.
now.
All right, go ahead.
What you have done, essentially, is said, guys, in classic Badr form, in classic Disney Marvel shill form,
Okay.
you were like, all right, we're going to pick 400. Look, guys, here's the homework assignment. Pick a comic book that has the issue number 400. For those of you
Some
who
good
are
thinking right
casual listeners who aren't in the world of comic books, and even if you are, there are a lot of comic book companies out there, a lot of publishers, none of which have the longevity as the big two, like Marvel or DC. That said, so if Badr basically says, hey, why don't you guys do your favorite 400th issue? The list is rather short, and look at Badr smiling. He's like, yeah. So you're going to have to pick a Marvel book eventually.
I think there was a couple of DC books or whatever, but you know.
Did you pick a DC book?
Me and Ed are gonna share our.
So that's
pick
a no.
here
Okay,
next.
cool. So that's a no. Got it. Okay. To my point, Badr left us no choice. That said, I had to think outside the box. So I'll just say that.
Wow, you saw how he dunked on me, but like lifted himself up.
Dunked on you.
Wow.
Dunked. I got dunked on.
honey.
So,
Oh,
my
and
God. Oh
That's
my
how we
God.
just
doing
in case you're wondering, it was going to be teams, so that's why We both
You're
picked the
right.
same title.
Yeah.
Just,
See, I guess we got to give
was it
C some
2-1-1?
sort of handicap today. Yeah,
You
you're
gotta give me
right.
a big
no,
handicap.
Ashley did all the work.
Yeah.
Yo,
He's reading
facts.
it right now.
Facts.
Look, here's the thing.
Hit it.
Ashley is also a parent. Okay.
Shout out to Shiloh.
Shout out. She could not come because the nature of her job dictated that she had to go to the hospital because, and I quote, she was attacked by a cat.
Mm-hmm.
So I am down one teammate, and I'm feeling it right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the alcohol right now.
You're feeling the betrayal.
The betrayal.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Yeah, Ashley's not here. Let's talk some shit. Hi, I'm Ashley. I can't come here today. My boobies are swollen, so I can't show up.
Whoa. See. Yeah, that's been a minute.
She'll
It's been a minute.
appreciate that. She'll appreciate that.
Look, it was like cat, now it's
I
boobies.
can't because I'm a good mother.
Yo, stop being there for your child, man.
I know, right?
Look at how I came up. You know?
Yeah.
Potter's like, I fucking hate you, Dad.
Look how I came up.
Fuck you,
You got
Dad.
at least 18 years to
Oh my God.
Just,
hang out with that
I
kid.
got it, future Badr. You're gonna get this
5
show
years
on
of
the track.
therapy and a couple shots of Patron later, Potter's good to go.
Get this show on the track, Badr. All right, I got it. Look, the 400 Club, like C is saying, is very limited. You know, there's obvious titles that come to mind. Your Batmans, your Detective
Your
Comics, your X-Men,
Spider-Mans, your Spider-Mans, your Spider-Mans, your Spider-Mans.
your Supermans, your Captain Americas have all hit 400. And then there's like one or two titles that haven't hit 400 that were a little that have hit 400 that were a little surprising. Like Sergeant Rock. I didn't know that was a comic series that went up to 400. That was
Because
pretty
it's a
impressive.
DC title. That's why you don't know.
You're right. It's
I
on
don't
my,
know.
it was off the radar. But also Archie. That's another series that has hit 400 and probably beyond 400. So 400 Club, rather small. And you know what? I feel kind of proud to say that we are a podcast
Yes, we are.
that
Okay.
I probably should have needed
Well
that.
done.
Very
Thanks.
astute,
Thanks for
astute
that.
statement.
Thank you for that pause.
But we can say, as a podcast, not just a comic podcast, but a podcast in general, there are not too many that have hit 400. I mean, granted, there's probably hundreds of thousands that have hit 400, but none like ours. All right, the best comic podcast in the universe. All right,
God,
not
we
my
are-
words.
We are so rudderless.
Not my words.
Whose words?
Not my words. We've gotten a few. We've gotten a few throughout the years. A few comments like, "You guys are the best podcast in the whole universe."
We really are.
I mean, that's
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Look, it takes a lot of work. But look, aside from talking about 400 issue comics, we're also going to be celebrating with some friends. All right, we've got a bunch of voice messages from friends of the show, past guests, new people have chimed in, and honestly, people we haven't heard from in years have all sent in a voice message to celebrate this momentous occasion with us.
Got my notes.
And that's what we're doing today. So, without further ado, I'm not going to do any more shameless plugs. Let's get into our main segment, which is the 400 Club. Oh, I guess I should hit this button.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait. There we go.
oh,
What was that?
That was a little like transition. It was like,
sounds.
all right, time
You
for the
haven't
main
listened.
segment.
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
it's
I
been a while.
don't. I don't listen.
Yeah.
Ed, where'd you find this guy?
I don't.
Like the street? I mean, obviously the streets or a dumpster.
Wow.
But
You know what?
It's at the ABC liquor.
I'm going to reserve my comments. I'm going to reserve my comments.
I think Ed brought it up. The goal, we were going to do a fun game of splitting the teams. Me and Ed decided to pick one comic. C and Ashley were going to pick another. The team thing.
Ashley had to betray me.
Yeah, she definitely betrayed you hard. If anything, I'm getting the most kick out of the fact that Ashley
On
had
the
to
fucking
bail.
400th episode, Ashley's like,
Nah.
my boobies hurt.
Oh my god.
I can't show up. Me.
Yeah.
The timing is convenient.
It is
Right?
rather
Yeah.
convenient.
Fucking sucks is what it is.
Which you
Cat-
guys don't know, is
it-
that I slipped Ashley like a couple hundred
Oh.
to go ahead and
You
betray
son of a
her.
bitch.
Sorry. That'd be pretty funny. All right.
For who?
Huh?
Oh, that'd be funny, huh?
Yeah, dude. Well, I
Hardy
guess-
fucking har.
all right.
Money well spent.
Ed, do you want to go ahead and give C first dibs?
Yeah.
What? On
sharing,
what?
sharing your book.
Oh, let me just do that.
Yeah, man. You know,
Hey,
I mean,
Ashley,
you're
do
at
you
a
wanna-
disadvantage.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're at a disadvantage. You got a handicap. We're
Okay.
letting you go first.
All right.
What is the 400 issue comic that you want to spotlight today?
So I had to pick a loophole because
Of course.
as I stated earlier, Badr was like, here are your choices. Disney, 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 Disney.
Warner
Disney.
Brothers, come on.
One Warner Brothers comic. There's like two. There's like Batman 400 and Sergeant Rock.
Detective
and that's
Comics.
it. That's it.
I picked your boy Bats. Come on.
Look, here's what I did.
It wasn't enough. He was like,
It
I'm
wasn't-
gonna
you
break
wanna know
every.
why?
I'm just
Look.
gonna go off the beaten track.
I was being sensitive to my teammate, who was also a parent, which, by the way, our teammate would have been Meet the Parents.
Ooh, great name.
That said, I was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. To keep relevancy with the times, because the new TMNT movie came out. I saw it. I thought it was
It's
good.
good.
Yeah. And I said, well, wait a minute now. Turtles have been around a long time. Mirage has put out, as a publishing company, they put out 129 issues of Turtles comics. IDW, believe it or not, has put out 269 issues. Add that up, that's like 398. Not counting the one-shots. So,
And not counting the image run.
correct.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Right.
more
Oh,
than.
honey.
That sounds like Swincy. Yo, Cozy, I hope you're enjoying this.
So that said, I was like, okay, so we can play around with these rules. So I said, okay,
Well, he made
let's,
that up. We didn't.
let's get a little
See, just let him. I mean, Ed,
Okay,
just let him.
alright.
Just let him.
let's just
He's we. I don't know this we stuff.
yeah, me
He's like, I decided I can just do what I want
absolutely look,
in typical C fashion.
in typical look, me and Ashley are now running the show because you guys are fucking kids. So the parents, mom and dad, have to run shit.
here we
Okay.
go.
So you go to your fucking room, go to your room.
I'm in my room, Dad.
Okay. All right. And we decided, look, let's just do a Turtles comic to stay relevant because somebody has to fucking save the show. You know,
Right. Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
just
I'm,
saying,
I'm in no position to save
I'm
it today.
just saying, it's not your fault, Ed, but fucking Badr has let this shit become the phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh wow.
I should actually be way more mad at that.
You
That is a burn. That is a burn if I've ever heard one.
Yes.
He just called the show Phase 4 of the MCU. That hurts.
I mean,
Ouch.
I like phase 4 of the
I thought
Marvel
we was
Universe. I don't know
brothers.
what you're talking about, bro. So anyway, so I picked the TMNT annual for this year.
Okay.
And if you'll bear with me, the story's pretty cool because it's kind of riding off of the Last Ronin. If you guys did you guys read the Last Ronin?
Come on, man.
You read the whole thing?
Loved it.
Okay. So this is sort of like they're doing an event right now in Turtles called Armageddon Game. And you don't have to know anything about that to, I guess, enjoy this book. But the cool thing is that it deals with sort of that same theme with The Last Ronin. Instead of spoilers. If you haven't read The Last Ronin, spoilers. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Instead of it being Michelangelo as an old turtle in the future, the story centers on an old Raph coming back in time. And while he's coming back in time through a portal, a ginormous shark time monster bites his arm off. Like Stephen King's The Langoliers. And I know,
okay.
I know you'll know what I'm talking about. So a
It's
Langolier
just random.
bites off Raph's arm while he's traveling back in the past. And he meets the younger brothers. And they're like, oh, you're a turtle and you're old. Are you know us, so you're one of us. And Raph instantly is like, he's me. I know his look. Every time I look in the mirror, those same eyes look back at me, those eyes of anger. And everybody like starts clowning on Raph. He's like, ooh, those eyes of anger. Like it's like, just get over yourself, dude. But Raph is like, yeah, I came back because it's important and I'm trying to whatever. And when he wakes up, he's got like an arm, like a metal arm. He's like, you guys replaced my arm. And Donnie's like, hey, I gave you an arm from a metalhead.
I was about to ask if he got a medal arm.
Yep. It's a metalhead arm. And he's
Nice.
like, huh, kind of throwback. So the whole comic basically deals with, you get to see what Raph looks like as an old man. And he's clearly older than Mikey is in The Last Ronin.
Huh.
Like really old. And he's missing an eye. And he's just like completely fucked up. He looks like Kirk Douglas at the end of his life. Like just fucked up.
No robot eye?
No, yeah, right. Like it's just like so the creative team is Michael Walsh was the writer, and the first 3 pages were done by Vlad Legostave. And Michael Walsh did art duties for the rest of the comic pages, actually 29 through 30, and then a guy named Santos did pages 4 through 28, which is like, Jesus, they had 3 different artists on this book.
Wait till we get our book.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't daunting and it didn't feel weird. And it was kind of neat to catch up with the Turtles because, to be honest with you, it's been a while since I've read a Turtles book. And that's not to say because the quality was bad. I mean, do you guys have any experience reading any of the IDW Turtle stuff?
I've read
I have, yeah.
Last Ronin. I pick up every once in a while, like an annual, or like they've been doing these cool collections where they have like these are Michelangelo stories. They'll have something from like Mirage.
Right.
I'll pick up those, but not the continuing series. But I've heard I know it's good. Yeah.
Look, it's run for, you said 286 issues?
That's just IDW.
That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Turtles
Drew's
has been-
Drew's a big fan of the IDW series, and he's got nothing but like positive shit to say.
Yeah, I usually get like their one shots. They did this like villain one shots thing of like origin stories, so I'll pick up those because they've been doing a good job with
What do
it.
you got? I mean, just as a broad question, but you know, this is for the listeners. What do you guys' take on the Turtles? Like, how do you feel personally about them?
I'll be honest, man. Prior to us doing that TMNT Patreon episode, they were just okay with me. But when I really dived in and like learned to appreciate like what Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman did, as far as like true like indie creators.
There you go.
That I mean, to me, like it's the American kind of like they are a prime example, like the American dream.
Yeah, it's
like
like
they
a
had
one
an
in a
idea.
million shot.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well said.
So random.
Yeah, and it's such a cool ass concept, man. At its core, it's 4 brothers, turtles, ninja. You know, it's like what isn't there to like about it?
Sure.
And for me, it's like I grew up with them, so it's like that's like one of my all-time favorite things because it hit me the perfect age, perfect right time. Kind of almost aging out of the cartoon, but then finding the Mirage stuff, and saying, "Oh, this is oh wow, they do this too," and then just keeping up with it. It's like it's going to be, and it's cool seeing something that's going to be a multi-generational property. This is going to outlast everybody. It's going
Right.
to.
If
Keep
this new
coming
movie
back.
proved anything, that's definitely what I got.
And they always come back, and there's always I'm not one of those guys who like this is the only ones I like because these recent incarnations aren't for me, right? So I can appreciate it, and I know there's like a specific level of quality, and I know that having Kevin Eastman involved and having Peter Laird retaining those rights to the comics, but it being like $1 billion IP at the same time,
Right.
So it's just crazy seeing it grow,
Yeah.
and it's perfect for me because that's like I said, I had the toys, that was like one of my
Right,
favorite
right.
things. I was the perfect age, in like the mid to late 80s, like the ninja craze was still strong, and like I said, it gave birth to, and then as a comic, like a historian, if you will, that big 80s boom of independent comics, because it's like, oh wow, these guys got the golden ticket, let's all try.
Yeah.
And then we have all these self-publishing things and all this cool stuff, that they indirectly influenced.
They 100%
Awesome.
are the DIY movement
Yeah.
of comics, right? Like, so, and to that effect, they are essentially also in their primacy, they are a satire book.
Oh yeah, it's Daredevil.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the best way to ingest them regardless of how old you are. Like if you take Turtles too seriously, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, well, but the logistics fall apart when you start really looking at the comic. But if you realize like what its inception was as a book, right? Like it's sort of like trolling the institution of comics while also being a love letter to it. It's actually kind of a seminal idea, and it's really, really fantastic. And I thought, why not do something like this, right? Like this is like, and I wouldn't have, to be honest with you guys, I was going to just immediately be like, yeah, why not Batman? Because Batman's my favorite. But then I was like, wait a minute now, come on, this is the short box. We got to throw a little love. We got to throw a little love. And we got to show that we have some credibility, and sort of bring a historical, sort of flair to this episode, because this episode is history, right? Like 400 deep, man. Like that's a big deal, I mean, we've been doing it a lot.
No, press the button. Sorry.
There we go. Sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna, real quick. I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10 for creativity. I mean, look, your ethos for as long as you've been a part of the show has been fuck the rules. I'm gonna figure out my own lane, and I gotta admit, you idiot. I gotta admit, I do think it is a little wild to
It's
think
a
like
stretch.
something. It's a stretch, but it works, right? Like with that math, TMNT has for sure hit 400 issues. There's a
Right.
lot of
Easily.
comics
And-
that have hit 400, but don't have that official.
But here's the thing,
you know,
right? Like, they have every right to have done sort of that gimmick, right? Like, this is the 400th episode,
Yeah,
technically,
for sure.
right? But they didn't. Why? Right? Like, why? Because I feel like there's that credibility there. I feel like that there's that sort of still that indie DIY sort of passion that's sort of like, I mean, regardless, they got IDW backing them all the way and Nickelodeon backing them and whatever. Not the point. The idea is that, you know, no one would think that, oh, yeah, Turtles have been around a while. Like when you think 400, just because they don't have an actual issue that says,
yeah,
400th
continuous issue.
fucking issue, you
And
know?
the
like,
industry now doesn't allow that kind of thing to happen anymore.
Right.
Well said.
Right. So I figured it was decent to just throw a spotlight on them, if you will.
So this special, real quick, for it having come out. You said last year it was kind of tied into the Last Ronin. Questions for you. One, have you've read Last Ronin, right? See, okay, perfect. Is this an issue? Because that is one thing about like those annuals that I do enjoy.
Okay, not tie literally. I mean thematically.
Okay,
You
okay.
have an older turtle coming
it.
back and interacting in the continuity.
Got it. Okay,
That's
okay.
more or less what I meant. I didn't mean literally.
Got
I
it,
mean,
got it.
It's not like, it ties into the story like or the Lost Years stuff they're doing now, right?
Okay.
So it's like, they're kind of saying like, hey, well, everybody liked when story about Mikey, and it's the Dark Knight Returns, but for turtles.
Let's do it with Raphael, but older.
What would happen if Raph met his younger brothers and his younger self, as an old man? Not just like I'm like in my 50s, but like homeboy looks like he's in his 80s, like a tortoise. I can't even call him a turtle. He's he's a tortoise at the Jacksonville Zoo that's been alive for 100 years.
Little kids are riding his back.
Right, like he's just chewing lettuce slow, like
they got to rename it like old ass tortoise ninjas or some shit.
yeah. He's taking Metamucil for sure.
So I guess I got two questions then. One, is this a good standalone comic? Can someone like pick it up off the street, not knowing too much about the TMNT?
That's a loaded question. Here's why, and I
Hit
think you guys know this. If you are a comic book fan, ever since you can remember, no one in the history of comics has ever jumped in at the beginning of a story. That's kind of the nature of comic books, is that if you pick up a singular issue off the spinner rack, you are going to pick up an issue that is not a number one, typically. So that said, even if I'm not caught up on Armageddon Game. I don't know what's going on in the current continuity of TMNT. I literally randomly picked up this annual. The art was good. The story was consistently very good. And, it was kind of self-contained. They did leave it open like it ties in. Obviously, it ties into an event. It's an event book, kind of. But that's nothing new as far as comics are concerned. So I was like, man, this is kind of cool,
Yeah.
And I felt like I was a little kid. Like I felt like, man, like I'm picking up a comic I know really nothing about. I like the art and I like the story, and I'm reading it, and it's like, man, this is what it was. This is essentially what comics is, right? Like this is what hooks somebody who isn't a comic book fan into being a comic book fan. Like, man, I like the way this guy draws or gal draws, or I like the way this is a good story. I kind of want to know what happens next. And you keep buying and you figure it out. And then it takes you down a rabbit hole. So yeah, I think if you are not hip to any of this scene and you just want to be like, yo, I like the Turtles. I watched it when I was a kid. Or, oh man, shit, I had those toys. My grandma bought that shit for me or whatever. You 100% could buy this book and just be like, yeah, this is great. And if you were to buy this book, obviously Gotham City Limits, the best comic book store
Hey,
ever.
very nice.
If you're going to buy it. I mean, that's really the only place to buy it, honestly. Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
And if Ashley were here, she would tell you she recommends it and that she's a traitor.
Not only would she recommend it, but she'd be like, Cesar is so smart for coming up with a loophole for us to cover a TMNT that isn't technically 400.
It's what I
well
do.
said. I thought the cover, when you showed me
It's cool looking,
comic,
right?
The cover is pretty badass.
It's kind of retro. It's kind of throwback to like the Eastman Laird stuff.
Real quick, see, what was the name of it? It was the TMNT annual?
Yeah, this is 2023 annual, number
Oh,
one.
2023 annual. Okay. Ed, have you've seen this one, right? Look how badass this cover is.
And there's
yeah.
multiple covers
Kind of like
too,
an homage to the first cover.
but I still think
Yeah.
the OG cover is the best one, in my opinion.
That looks so
Yeah, that
badass.
if you can't see it, it's the old that red and black. And I think they were doing a bunch of covers at that time. They were kind of homaging that cover.
Yep.
You know, a lot of the other titles.
Yep.
Good shit.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. I had a good time with it.
All right, I like the opening shots.
Yeah.
Ed, you ready to go and crush this fool?
Jesus Christ!
So we can.
What happened?
Wait, all right, real quick. Ed, before we get into our book report, I failed to mention.
Yeah, enjoy your fucking mainstream bullshit.
Oh, we are.
Oh, wait till you hear about this one.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
I wanted to really quick give credit to someone that actually helped inspire this segment right here.
Me.
Not Cesar Cordero at all. Not Cesspool over there.
Thank you. Triple C.
Yeah. It was actually a voice message. Now I want to go ahead and I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We've gotten over 20 voice messages is what I'm looking at.
Okay.
I have not listened. I've maybe listened to one or two in full. I wanted to kind of experience it with you guys, but I did listen to
Guys,
one.
this is the 400th episode, which means it's 400 minutes long. Stick around.
One of the voice messages I got was submitted by none other than our guy, Ben motherfucking
Barack Obama.
Kingsbury.
Oh, shit.
Barack said he's going to send one in. I'm going to have to put it at the end.
Sorry.
But Ben sent in a voicemail that actually helped inspire this, and I think it'd be a good transition to before me and Ed present ours. I want to play. I want to play our first voice message
Kingsbury.
of the episode, and why not toss it to our guy Ben Kingsbury? Here's Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, I go by the name Ben K, representing Gotham City Limit, Jacksonville, Florida. And congratulations to the Short Box. 400 episodes is unbelievable. I know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into making anything happen. So to do it 400 times in a row is something that shouldn't be taken lightly. Instead of giving you guys 3 FOC picks that you should add to your pull box, I'm going to give you 3 moments in comic history where 400 was huge.
Wow.
Let's start with Amazing Spider-Man 400, the origin of Ben Reilly. Next up, we got Detective Comics 400. The first and origin of Man-Bat. And finally, if you haven't read Avengers 400, you need to. Mark Waid tried and succeeded to fit every Marvel hero who has ever been an Avenger into one single comic.
Wow.
So, again, thanks so much for letting us be a small part of what you find folks have done for years. And here's a final question before I leave you be. If you could all go back to the beginning of your podcast adventure, what is one thing each of you would do differently?
Leave.
And I'll leave it at that. Again, congratulations. And I'm still Ben K, representing Gotham City Limit, Jacksonville, Florida. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility, and always take it to the limit.
Ben Kingsbury.
God, he's so great, man. That guy's got the energy,
awesome.
man.
Look, man, Ben sends the best voice message. I mean, he gave us a history lesson.
Keep it to the limit.
He gave us a history lesson. So if you're curious about any other 400, there you go. Ben handled all that. To answer his question, I probably would have never invited Cesar.
Fuck you.
There we go. That's my one thing different. I kid.
I could see your junk from here.
Oh, no.
Now I know why Ashley has a problem sitting down at this very spot. It is offensive.
Take it all in, baby. Take it all in. It'll be the best thing you see all day.
It looks like a pig's ass. Is what it
Oh,
looks
no.
like. So destroying my eyes.
For you
right
audio
now.
listeners, we do got a video version of this podcast going on. You won't see my junk though, all right? That's for
for the
Patreon.
Patreon members only.
Yeah.
Patreon members.
All right, serious mode. Ben asked a question. If we go back in time, do something different with this podcast, what would we do?
What would you do?
Damn it! Why'd you give it to me?
Yeah, because I knew you were going to try and toss it to
actually,
somebody else.
I'll be real. I have thought about if I had a chance to go back, maybe choosing a better name, something that was a little more aligned. That
Wow.
a little because short box is such a, I think, inside baseball comic thing,
Sure,
right? Like I've had to explain to even other comic fans, like, yo, what is a short box? The fucking box that you put your books in, right? So I probably would have changed the name to something a little. I remember Bags and Boards being something that like me, Ed, and Drew. I'm sorry, me, Drew, and Walt really wanted to do. So maybe changing the name is what I would say. See, what about you?
This is going to sound silly, but the you invited me on the show
Mm-hmm.
at a time in my life when I needed to be on the show.
Mm.
And it's kind of hard for me to answer this question only because the Shortbox podcast is responsible for a lot of good things in my life that I'm scared to say if I change them, what would have happened, right? Even the smallest change, right? I'll break it down. You know, we're talking about the 400th episode here. Without the Shortbox podcast, I would not have met my wife, which means I wouldn't have my daughter right now, which means I wouldn't be like the happiest guy in the world right now, you know? So it's like weird to answer that question, but on a minuscule level, I would probably say, and this isn't something I can't change now, I would probably try and work more with the musical guests because I am a musician, and see if I could do a collab with them, not only as a host, but also be like, hey, if you need me to play some chords or sample some stuff, which I know that me and Mecca the Marvelous have done in the past, maybe do some more stuff like that. And I don't think that's beyond the realm of possibility now. I just think probably I should have done it a while
For sure.
ago.
It's good stuff. That's a good
So,
answer.
yeah.
Ed, what about you?
This is tricky for me too because I've always said this, and this is your baby, right? And for me to like say what would I change, it's like I'm contributing my part. You know what I'm saying? But only thing that I could say I would change differently is just there's just some days it just weren't feeling it, you know, just
Fair enough.
I didn't prepare as much as I do now, you know, before the show. So a lot of times I'm just coming in here like just off the cuff, and I don't think.
Oh, we prepare.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to like keep a composure, but I just realized I've got both shot glasses in our frame, in our video chat frame.
It's just me on more of like it would be more of me just kind of like nitpicking my performance more than anything, because it's like I don't think I have that, you know, like I said, this is your project. I will help and I will contribute what I can, but I don't want to. That's like me telling C how to raise his kid. You know, I'm not going to, I have no frame of reference, A.
You won't be the first.
Yeah, A, but B, that's not my place to do that. So it'd be more about like my performance more than anything. Because I think, you know, you definitely welcome ideas and, you know, and things like that. And before it would be, I wouldn't ever say anything, but it would be like aggravating. But then you have to realize, wait, this is Badr's ship. You know, he's in charge. You know, I'm just suggesting things. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it'd be more.
Yeah.
It'd be more of some of my performances, because there was like a stretch where it was just kind of like, and it was more me than anything. Was like, oh man, I got to do this again.
Was it the golden years of you and Adam?
No.
Clearly, those years were subpar. Everyone knows this.
No, but
Was that the
even
years, Adam?
when we weren't recording as frequently, it was just like, it's like, oh, when you would ask, it's like, you know, did you want? It's like, oh, if someone can take my place, that's cool. And I was kind of like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I didn't appreciate it. And I think I would go back and kind of change. But my headspace was different back then. But like I said, there was a lot of outside things going on. So other than that, you know, I mean, I like where we've ended up, you know, and, you know, I'd like it if all of us could do this every week in person, but that's impossible. Things kind of evolve and change. And, you know, when you have kids, that's definitely changes a lot of things. But in the past, no, I think we did pretty good.
Damn. And keeping it real. I feel you, man. There's definitely been some days where it's like, I would rather be on the couch playing video games. But I appreciate that, Ed. Solid. All right. So, I mean, Ben, fantastic question.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
to our
Ben.
listeners, we've got a bunch more voice messages to play and some other, I imagine, good questions in there as well.
You imagine.
Like I said, I didn't listen to all of them, so I'm curious what else we got in the chamber. But before we move on to voice messages, me and Ed are going to go ahead and spotlight our 400th issue comic. Ed, we didn't do much prep, but I took it upon myself to name. I've got a team name.
Oh, okay.
You know, C was saying that their team name was Meet the Parents, which I think is a fucking grade A name. So I was thinking our team name is the Dinks. Dual income.
I was just
no
thinking that. No kids.
Yeah,
I was just
baby.
thinking that.
Hell yeah. Me and Ed, boy, look at that. All right,
That
Ed,
you know. That either of you know. Because y'all motherfuckers probably have like children out there that are like, Ed's like, Dada, when's Dada coming home? It's like you went to a convention and fucking Ed got lucky and was like, see you later, ladies.
oh man, I won't see you at Okeechobee Fest.
and freaking Badr's got 5 million fucking kids in
big shout outs to
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
Oh man,
Shout
Bulgarian
out to
children.
Holland and Bulgaria.
All 5 of y'all. Love y'all. Y'all gonna make it. Don't worry. Y'all don't need a dad.
For just 3 cents a day, you can support Badr's children.
You dumbass. All right, Ed, if you don't mind, do you mind if I set the stage and give like the synopsis and you can
Sure.
chime in? All right, so
Must be nice to have a teammate.
it's great, dude.
Great.
It is so great. We just
figured.
work it off each other.
I figured.
All right, so Ed had the genius idea of proposing that we read and cover X-Men 400, and I was all for it. I've never read it. It's the X-Men. I've kind of been in a big X-Men kick with all the
Sorry,
recent,
the who?
it's
I
a
picked
little
it because of the Ashley Wood cover.
gorgeous little Ashley
Yep.
Wood cover. All right, so we decided to do X-Men 400, which I guess not really surprising. Came out in 2001, so you can only imagine what number they would be on if
Yeah.
they continued that main legacy numbering.
Yeah, that was still first volume technically. So
Yeah.
that was legit 400.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't, like I said, I don't know what the legacy numbering would be now. If you counted everything, it's probably in the thousands. But anyways, X-Men 400 came out, originally published December 2001. It was written by Joe Casey and it was essentially like an artist jam issue. There was shared art duties by Eddie Campbell, who's credited as From Hell. I guess that was the comic series that he's credited
With
to.
Alan Moore.
Yeah.
They
Okay,
did a
word.
movie.
I've never
Yeah.
read that one myself.
Jeez.
Okay. Ashley Wood is on this series as well. And I want to take a step back real quick. This is 2001. So some of these names, obviously in today's day and age, we can attribute them to a lot of different, comics and acclaimed series.
They've come a long way
Exactly.
since that,
Yeah.
that initial sort of X-Men 400.
Thank you. So when you think Ashley Wood now, you probably think, I know my mind immediately goes to Metal Gear Solid.
Hellspawn.
Hellspawn. I mean, even now, Ashley Wood has got, what is that series, Ed? The robots and...
Oh, the Pop-Out, the arts series, or the robots and zombies.
Yeah. Like Ashley Wood, obviously big name.
He's he's been doing a lot of like toy design and like fine art stuff. So he's kind of evolved into that next world, but he still does some like magazines. He did like kind of like a horror style magazine.
Yeah.
He's
forgot the
kind of
name
he's
of it.
kind of he's a little bit Sienkiewicz-y.
Yo,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But you can point towards a bunch of stuff he's done now. Same thing here. So in this series, you've got shared art duties by Eddie Campbell from Hell credit. At this time, Ashley Wood, who only had Hellspawn to their credit, Cully Hamner, Javier Polito, who's credited in this as, the guy from Robin Year One. And last but not least, and a big reason why I was like, Ed, let's fucking do this. A young Sean Phillips,
Yo.
who is only credited in parentheses as like the guy from Wildcats.
Yeah.
Nothing
The
about
Wildcats guy.
nothing about any of his brew break.
Four-time Eisner winner.
Like Brew
Yeah.
Baker's like going to be like, hey,
No
my name's
criminal.
Ed. Hi, my name's Sean.
And
Maybe we should make fucking art for the rest
and
of
it's
our
so
lives.
fun to see because it's like a lot of these
Young.
guys' art. Well, Ashley Wood always had a very
It's raw.
specific style, but
It's raw.
a lot of the other guys, it's like it's hard
It
to
was
tell.
Exactly. And that's one of the commentary I have. But anyways, X-Men 400, written by Joe Casey. Bunch of art, shared art duties. Like I said, Eddie Campbell, Ashley Wood, Javier Polito, Sean Phillips.
Is it an anthology book?
No. That
It is a
surprise.
continuation of a story.
That's fucking bonkers.
Yeah, no idea what's going on.
Real quick. I'll get back to that. That's another one of my points. So, Artist Jam anniversary issue. Ashley Wood provides a sweet wraparound image, fully painted.
Say that again.
A sweet wraparound image.
Goosebumps. Goosebumps.
You fucking nerd. I love it. All right, the synopsis. Right, I'm going to give you just a quick, brief run through of the story. Here's the official synopsis for the solicitation, is what I found. The story. Stacy X has just joined the X-Men, and already she is the target of their enemies. They are called the Church of Humanity, led by the mysterious Supreme Pontiff.
First appearance.
Yeah.
These are the
Legendary.
purifiers.
Bro, something like that, basically.
Not
All right,
they're
They're a fucking ripoff, Ed.
yes,
They're-
but not. They're a ripoff of people in their own universe.
Yeah. So we're saying they're called the Church of Humanity, led by the mysterious Supreme Pontiff, and their fanatic vision for a pure world leaves no room for mutants.
The band Ghost.
You know that he does dress like the Pope.
Stop.
He does.
He is like he's like a Darth Vader Pope.
That's
and
wonderful.
everybody is kind of like Vatican people.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a run-of-the-mill X-Men story involving your fanatical
Sure.
group
Fundamentalists
of-
versus the mutants.
Yo, big
it's
time.
always that. you know.
anti-mutant religious hate group.
Have you tried not being a mutant, Bobby?
They view the mutants as a threat to Homo sapiens. They've got, they're out to kill them.
These damn mutants.
Now, this X-Men team is composed of, help me out here. It's Wolverine, it's
Okay.
Iceman, it's Chamber, it's Stacy X, this new character that's
Wait, wait.
introduced.
Oh, I go her
What
story.
year is this?
2001.
So this is what, like, either Grant Morrison is writing, or
They're yellow and black, and black
so,
leather.
Yeah,
That's-
okay,
yep.
so, yeah, so it's
Who else do we got?
Got it.
Angel is on this team.
Archangel.
that explains
Archangel
why
version.
that explains why
Nightcrawler.
Chamber is there.
Nightcrawler's on this. Okay.
And Wolvie.
And
Good old
Wolverine. Now,
Yeah.
this new character that is mentioned in the solicitation, Stacy X, is like a really new character at this time, of course.
She debuts the issue before.
the issue before. So this is her second appearance
Can
in
I
the
tell her
comics.
what the power is?
Take it away.
Okay.
This is what
This
teamwork
is
is all
awesome.
about.
So Stacy X is like, she almost has like a snake-like look. She kind of wears a black bikini or like a workout gear, you know.
Yeah.
Her power, she can control pheromones where she can touch you and you can
Get
your
horny.
adrenaline go up,
Yo, that.
get horny, jizz in your pants. She can make you jizz in your pants by touching you.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
And she was a hooker with a heart of
Stop.
gold. She did it. She did it like a few times to Blob.
No.
She
Yeah, dude.
wait. She's from. There was a thing called the X Ranch in Nevada.
No.
Guess what? Guess what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It is a mutant bordello.
They got
Did
the
she
Bunny
work-
Ranch. Seriously?
But this came out before the Bunny Ranch show.
Whoa.
So, because I thought the same thing. I was
That's
like, oh,
crazy.
but this became so. Basically, she is working as a courtesan. Let's just say
Nice.
courtesan.
A
Courtesan.
courtesan. Yes.
For this, they basically Archangel has like this. I read ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to lead up to this because
up, go
you
ahead.
kind of get into this and you're like, who are all these people? What's going on? So Archangel is running this business. I have no idea what he's like, a rich guy, and he has like a board of directors. I'm not sure. I know he was a rich guy, but so all his people are putting all their money into this X Ranch, and so he's like, that's weird. Let me get Bobby to go undercover to this ranch to see what it's about.
He's got a cowboy hat and a mustache. Like, I'm definitely
He
not
dressed
Iceman.
he dresses up like a businessman and says he's a music
What
he's
are
like
y'all doing
he's a
out
record
here?
executive. He plays the record executive thing. So conveniently, once he goes there undercover, and basically that's when the Church of Humanity has teleportation equipment, apparently. So basically, conveniently, when he's with her, that's when the church attacks, and then she gets basically recruited by the X-Men, and that's why she's kind of like the focal point of this issue. So it's
Stacy
a
X.
big milestone number. They don't do like what the Turtles did. They don't do like a standalone thing. They get a bunch of artists together to basically continue like a 4-issue
Like
storyline.
Ashley Wood will do like 2-3 pages, and then like Comedy was it Comedy Hamner?
Cully Hamner.
Comedy Hamner. I continue to say it. Cully Hamner will do like the next few. Javier
Okay.
Polito will do 2
and they
pages.
don't,
I see
and there's
what
no
you're
rhyme or
saying.
reason for the
Nope.
artwork, because I thought, okay, Ashley Wood is when they're at the he's doing the art when they're at the compound, right?
Yep.
Nope, someone else does the rest of the rescue. And then there's a flashback, there's a different artist.
It's a little. It's a
jarring.
little jarring.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh man, this was a dark time for
Yeah.
the X-Men.
Yeah,
Now,
This is when X-Men Unstoppable came out.
now,
Oof.
all credit though. I will give Joe Casey credit because the story was actually pretty solid. It combines like when because to continue with the synopsis real quick, the X-Men run in with this group. It's their first time meeting them. They have a fight. They capture one of their church guys, and Wolverine's interrogating him. So you get a lot of exposition to explain who this
and
Church
the
of
origin
Humanity
story
is.
of the church guy
That
is,
let's not even go into full detail. Let's just know. Just
Implied
know it's
bestiality.
Wild as hell.
I'm just
Dude,
gonna say
it is
implied
wild.
besti- I was like, what is going on in this comic?
There's like a blue ox.
So yeah, there's like a
Ding.
frontiersman meets a
Yep.
native native woman.
Good.
They, I guess, dabble in black magic and bring in this interdimensional, like blue bison person,
As one does.
as one does.
As one does.
The lady ends up having an
real quick,
affair.
the
Oh, sorry.
bison sings. Like
Yeah.
it entertains them by singing,
This
telling
is
stories.
when X-Men was
Dude,
fucking
it's
terrible.
pretty
dude.
wild.
So Wolverine's listening to this, like,
And even Wolverine's like, "All right, bub.
all right,
like,
bub,
for
what's this
real.
fairy tale? It's a
Like,
bunch of bullshit.
Who's your leader for real? For real?" And the guy's like, "No."
So
I'm
okay,
telling you
but the
truth."
leader isn't the bullheaded guy or the guy that summoned the bullheaded guy. It's the kid.
Yeah.
So basically, the bullheaded guy, like, there's a panel of him ripping the guy's arm off, and there's like, there's the implied bestiality with the lady, and the kid basically gets mad, reads some black magic books. I didn't know they had this shit at the frontier. So
Oh yeah.
okay,
Oh yeah. I don't know if you know that or not.
Gotta
Like
pass time somehow.
esoteric books on magic are all over the place in the old
you
west.
can, before you die of dysentery, you can look at some black magic.
Yeah.
So he basically conjures up a spell, defeats him, and then he becomes like an immortal, like the supreme pontiff. He basically, and it has him going through time.
Fucking boring.
Yeah, it's
And I guess just to speed it up just a little bit, for
can't
the
believe
record,
it.
this blue bison demon that they summon ends up killing. Well,
None of this makes the story any better.
It doesn't, and that's why I want to kind
Yeah.
of move past it.
Wow.
Both
So it
of-
sounds like Ashley and I won, and she's not even here. So game over.
I
Thanks
still
for
like
playing.
the
Oh my
jizz in
God.
your pants power is pretty
That
sweet.
also
Stacey
is,
X
look,
is
okay.
probably
Stacey, I looked at a picture of her, and as a little boy, shit, no, 2001, I was in college. As a full-grown creepy ass man, if I saw those comics, I would have been like, I mean, she can get it.
Bro, you are nasty as hell.
It's a
'Cause she's
fucking snake
she's got a
lady.
bunch of rashes on her body.
Those
It
are
is-
scales, and how dare you?
It's kind of nasty.
How
Her
dare
character
you.
design
but
is pretty disgusting.
they also have to jam in her origin story as
Oh
well.
my God, it is a lot of exposition.
A lot of exposition.
And she's getting interrogated by the church guys because she gets
Boy,
like
I'm
teleported
so glad
there.
you guys did.
Yeah,
so
this.
she gets interrogated and she makes up a bullcrap story about her and Cyclops hooking up.
Dude, that was wild.
And yeah, like she's like one of the original X-Men. That was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty
Where it's like instead of Jean Grey, it's her.
Now, wild shit aside,
I gotta read this.
it is
I
so
have to read this.
it is so out there. You're like, okay, all right, fuck it, let's go for it. It does end in a major cliffhanger, and this is why I was a little bit like,
Thank you,
wow,
Marvel Unlimited.
this is in a day and age, I guess.
The
In
Nightcrawler?
2001, like anniversary issues were just like, we don't care if it's a 400. We're telling a regular,
Yeah.
a part of the continuity of the
Just keep it
story.
going, guys.
It's not an anthology. There's not going to be a bunch of 1 or 2 page stories. It is the story.
Just put 10 artists on it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And it ends in a weird fucking cliffhanger that I'm like, damn, if this was a 400 issue in today's day and age, it would have wrapped up. It would have been like a one and done
Yeah.
kind of comic. But you have to go read 401 to figure out what happens
This
next.
is where they want to install Nightcrawler as the Pope, right?
Yeah.
To take down the Catholic Church.
oh my God.
Joe
See-
Casey was on his real religious
look,
trip back in
this
these
shit
days.
ends. The X-Men, I'm fast forwarding through a bunch of stuff, but the X-Men at some
I'm
point
looking at some of this shit. This is bonkers.
The X-Men
So crazy.
go and have to rescue Stacey X from the church, right? From the
Yeah.
Church of Humanity. And they're fighting everyone. And at some point, Nightcrawler confronts the leader, the Supreme Pontiff.
Yeah.
And
He comes out of this
Supreme
Darth
Pontiff-
Vader pod.
yeah.
He's
I'm looking at it.
I guess we should probably mention at some
Why
point,
is he? It's just like the fucking The Fly, dude. Like Jeff Goldblum's telepods.
we should probably mention the Supreme Pontiff's power. Even though he's a human, he can channel dark matter because he gets sent into his soul gets sent into space or some shit.
Well, he's that magic guy. Remember the magic kid?
Yeah, but then they
Dark
combine
ma-
the sci-fi
dark
part.
matter's so
Remember,
fucking-
where
Well, there's
they
a-
launch his soul.
I've
into
read there's
space?
actually another mutant that's behind the scenes that makes him
okay.
look like he has
Anyways,
powers.
the issue ends with Nightcrawler having his fucking soul stolen. His soul gets stolen.
That's the official.
well, that's how I took it.
Okay.
because Nightcrawler's like they find Nightcrawler.
It's one of these things. It's like he looks at him. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, 9," and then he's passed out.
yeah,
And they find him passed out, and they're like, "What happened, Nightcrawler?" I'm like,
where
"I
the
don't
fuck
know."
were you, pussy? I don't know. It's
like, get up.
Like, who are you
It's like
guys?
Stacey X does the adrenaline thing where she like touches him and gets his adrenaline levels up to kind of wake him up.
His little wiener was like,
And that was,
Yeah, they lead you to believe that Nightcrawler's like, yo, something's missing in me.
yeah.
You know, that's what he's like. I don't.
feel like I don't have the need to watch
And I think
Fox News anymore.
was this when he became a priest? This was after he became a
Dude,
priest,
I have
right?
no idea. I mean,
Remember that he was wearing a priest collar?
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Anyways, story is a little out there. Though I will say it is so out there, it's kind of interesting. And if one positive thing I will say about this comic in general, aside from the fucking artist jam session, and Ashley Wood absolutely killing his pages, and young Sean Phillips was really interesting to see, is that this is kind of a testament to the different genres that you can play around with in X-Men. You know, your occult stuff,
you can play around with if you're good at writing. Okay, let's not try and sugarcoat a turd here.
It's not.
Okay?
It's not. Dude,
All right.
I've read way worse comics.
Chris Claremont was good, and because he was good, he opened the door to make X-Men more of a soap opera where you can.
There's a little bit of that.
You can put them in space. You can put them in hell. You can put them in fucking New York City in the country. You can put them in fucking California. You can put them anywhere thanks to Chris Claremont. Apparently, he's the only one who knows how to do that.
Like I'm gonna give Joe Casey props for attempt. All right, it would like I said. Ed, I don't know about you, but I actually was like, I'm kind of along for this ride. I'm more upset that I've got to go read 401. I'm not gonna go read 401 for the record. I don't care that much.
And I think this is before they started doing those like catch-up pages, like at the beginning, where they kind of give you a little summary of what's going on. It's just all right. They're fighting a bunch of guys dressed like bishops and stuff with guns.
Yeah, members of the band Ghost.
And I think if there was a better rhyme or reason for the different artists, then I think that probably would have helped, because I did feel it was really jarring to turn the page and you're like, whoa, this is not the same artist that was in the last page. And I won't lie to you, I don't know which
none
one.
of those artists had the clout they do now.
No.
So, like, imagine reading that back then. You'd have been like, this is some fucking bullshit. Who the fuck are these nobodies that I should give a shit about?
I will say, Ashley
wouldn't have done
Wood,
any pages.
Yeah. Ashley Wood was easily identifiable, even like this early in his career.
Oh, sure.
Cully Hamner was. Javier Polito's got a very unique style. I mean, coming off Robin Year One, I think, he probably had some clout.
I only knew Campbell because of an expression on one of the characters, and he did the bull flashback.
Oh, I'll be straight up with you, Ed. I thought that art was horrendous. I was not a fan of that art.
It's not his best.
Not my favorite. Young Sean Phillips, I was like, damn, he's really come a long way in defining his own style.
But still good.
Yes, his stuff is strong. Overall, Ed, what'd you think about the comic? Would you recommend it? Thoughts? Score out of 10?
I don't know if I'd
solid 5 for me. Solid 6, maybe 6. I guess.
Be honest.
Be honest. It is a disaster.
Much like this episode.
Much like this episode.
Honey.
That's why we picked this comic, because it was I mean, it's so jarring because usually when you have multiple artists, either there's a page count, there's a actual listing of what they did, which they did not provide, a part in the story where, okay, X is drawing flashbacks, X is drawing present time, X is drawing this person's perspective. It's just no real, it's just randomly, put in together. So
that's wonderful.
They didn't even put the page, so you can even kind of attribute the art to the artist. There's so many artists on there. Like I said, there's 6 artists, 1 writer, in like a standard size comic book. It is, I'm not a huge fan. I do like I said, Joe Casey and Ashley Wood would go do Automatic Kafka for Wildstorm later that year, which I love. That's like that's when I first started seeing Ashley Wood's stuff. But this is kind of like, and I've listened to interviews with Joe Casey, and like I said, a lot of times it's like he gets kind of handed a bunch of chicken shit to make chicken salad out of, So I can't fully blame him.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, he's unfortunately, I think, a victim of circumstance here. But
Marvel wasn't doing too good.
Yeah. Real quick, I seen this. This comic was on a list of one of the very few web links I could find talking about 400th issue comics.
Yeah.
And in one of the 2 articles, this, which is not a hard list to make because there's only so few, right?
Yeah.
There's only 15 400 issue
there's
comics.
Marvel. There's Marvel.
There's Batman.
There's Marvel.
And the little colorful commentary about this one on the site was X-Men 400. Yeah, I started reading X-Men a long time ago prior to this issue, so this one's on this list because it's 400. So
yeah. I mean, just to see these artists at like such an early stage.
I
in
think
their
that's the
career,
best
So
part.
there's the appeal.
as a
right?
historical,
There's
like,
the appeal.
like a footnote or like a.
It's not life changing,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel. And that's what I'm saying. When you look at today's day and age of like,
God, look at us though. We're like fucking talking like we've done shit. Like we just all
don't know
we've done
about
is
you.
talk shit for 400 episodes. These guys were like icons within comics.
Yeah.
You know,
I-
they make one mistake. They make one mistake, and we're like, these fucking hayseed dumbasses.
No, I don't think we said that.
no, I don't.
think we're
No,
a
I actually
run
hold
the
on.
tape back.
Casey,
And
dumbasses.
I think, yep.
The
they
chat
are
GPT recording.
I-
Dumbass.
These are hayseeds, and they're dumbasses.
What I want to say real quick is, I think in comparison to today's age in comics, where something like a 100th issue, or even a 50th issue,
Right.
You know, this was a 48-page comic book, and it, like me and Ed were saying, this wasn't. It was in the main continuity.
wasn't
Like,
treated specially.
Yeah, was not treated special. In today's day and age, it would have been a, you know, it probably would have had just as many artists, but each artist would have had their own story. It would have been out of the continuity. It would have just been a celebration. Hey, we got a bunch of cool artists to
You
do
had
like
somebody
one-offs.
Trying to exploit some quotes that Stan Lee said back in the day.
Oh, you know that'd be the first
Stan's
page.
soapbox with like the fucking
100%.
vignette around it saying,
100%.
"Hey, true believers,
Yeah.
did you know that black people are cool? Marvel's always thought that. Stay golden, Excelsior."
So I guess, Ed, my question for you is, would you have preferred this had been a, you know, one of those true anniversary anthology type of comics, or do you find it interesting that it was like within continuity? Do you have a preference?
For milestone issues like that, because I think a lot of times those are jumping points for new readers, and I think they should be treated as new. We're starting something new. We're cleaning up some bullshit. We're starting some new stuff.
We're starting some new bullshit.
We're not in the middle of some bullshit with
Chicken shit to chicken
with
salad.
with characters nobody remembers or cares about, and but yeah, I think those should be treated like it's a transition to a new storyline. That way, a new reader can come in, like annuals are usually treated, or just like a showcase of the characters, like spotlight. So it's like, oh, because you know, when I was a kid, there was like, you know, I would buy comics just for the characters. Oh, Wolverine, sweet. There's another Wolverine series.
Yep.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, Jesus.
Get the
Oh,
fuck
man.
out
There's
of here.
another one.
Stacy X. All right.
Stacey X has a damn Wikipedia entry.
Yeah.
She was in the New Warriors. She lost her powers.
She's
and
fucking sweet looking, bro. Why are you
she's-
hating?
she
You know, only
she did
someone
not
by
join the
name of
Serpent
Cesspool
Society.
wouldn't find her somewhat attractive.
They didn't give her. It's like Static X, that new metal band. No, Stacy
Get
X.
the fuck out. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be going down a Stacey X rabbit hole. Not that anyone on this show cares.
She has a weird history because I watched a little video.
Can I
about
read
her.
some of her accolades that are in this Wikipedia entry?
Yeah.
What are insane?
Did it show what she sent to Archangel?
No, it does not.
Her jump roping naked.
Oh, that's disgusting. Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the comment joke. I don't know if Joe Casey wrote that. It's like they really like edgelord this
Wow.
this
It's
like prostitute character.
As soon as Grant Morrison leaves.
I know it's like she was a prostitute and then she lost her powers, became a prostitute again, and then it's like, geez.
Ed, I want you to forget everything you said about
Stacey
not
X?
being prepared or doing your homework.
Oh.
You know, because I feel like now you
So
go above and
it was
beyond.
so crazy. I had to I couldn't help it.
All right, here's some of the accolades on Stacey X's Wikipedia page.
Ripcord.
In 2010, I'm not going to say the. Oh yeah, 2010, Comics Alliance ranked Stacey X third in their 5 superheroes who use their powers for sex list. In 2014, Entertainment Weekly ranked Stacey X 92nd in their Let's Rank Every X-Men Ever list. In 2014,
92nd. Wow.
BuzzFeed ranked Stacey X 84th in their 95 X-Men members ranked from worst to best. Oh, this is my favorite one. I'm sure this one. No, there's another one. Oh, there's a lot. In 2017, Screen Rant included Stacey X in their 15 superheroes Marvel wants you to forget list.
Chef's kiss good.
She's
In
Chef's kiss
2018, what the fuck is DirecTV doing?
I'm
with-
never going to forget Stacey X because
Stacey
it's
X.
a blemish upon Disney Marvel.
DirecTV included Stacey X in their 8 Marvel characters that should join Deadpool movie universe. That's actually
that's not
Oh,
a
yeah,
bad
that makes
idea.
sense
That'd be
because
good.
it would be a joke.
just touch Deadpool.
Yeah.
Wait, in 2020,
Wow.
Scary Mommy included Stacey X in
Scary
their
Mommy.
looking for a role model. These 195 plus Marvel female characters are truly heroic list.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yep, Stacey X.
Well-
What a fucking hero. She made the Blob come in his fucking jeans.
Oh,
Did you see that panel?
No.
It's hilarious.
It is pretty funny. All right.
It's like,
It's
I
like,
bet you never
did you
felt
see
that
it?
before. He just does like a weird noise, like
All right.
God.
And I don't want to. What's the word when you concede? I don't want to.
Forfeit. You might as
No,
well.
no. I would say we're kind of equal. I mean, this TMNT comic and this
son.
X-Men issue.
Nah, there's no equal. Pretty sure if you were to give any listener who's never ever read comics before 2 comics,
Stacey X.
and one of them being the one you picked, and one of them being the one Ashley and I picked, I'm pretty sure they'd have a better time with the one we picked.
Do you guys remember Night Thrasher? In
Yeah.
the New Warriors. She
Yes.
was a member of that when she lost her powers.
Ed, what? Do you just
What?
know everything about Stacey X now?
We're
I had
old.
to.
I'm
We
sorry.
know about this.
I had to.
I kind of want to apologize to you. You have all this useless
She
Stacey
and
X
you remember
info.
Whiplash from Iron Man?
Yes.
Yes.
So basically imagine
Oh, here we go.
like Whiplash, but she's in armor because she has no powers, and she has like Whiplash, like those tentacle whip things, and even so
Oh,
Riveting.
senpai.
Riveting.
yeah.
All right,
When
I will
she-
take C up on his offer for any of our listeners because those are the 2 comics
Gonna
we're
make-
spotlighting today.
I'll do a draft of a Stacey X miniseries.
Oh,
Get a
Ed's
You know,
like,
proposal?
I will do it.
proposal.
Oh my
I want to revisit the,
EB5K.
I want to revisit the X Ranch because I don't think we got to explore.
Nah, it fit
The
in.
full-
It would fit in this new Krakoa age.
You
right?
know, Emma Frost would be up in there like just like running shit.
She's
come on.
No, she's in charge. Yeah,
The
she's the
Stepford
head.
Cuckoos are there too.
All right, listeners, we're giving you guys. We're putting the onus on
They're
you guys.
legal.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Let us know which comic of the 2 400s you would you know that wins this. All right, TMNT 2023 annual versus X-Men.
honey.
All right,
Wow.
let us know what you think.
Impressive.
I'd be very. I mean, look, I feel like we're doing you guys the favor of saving
Yeah.
you from having to read this issue. But if you do read this issue and you've got thoughts, feel free to send in an email and share those with us. I would love to read that in the next episode. With that being said, that is the end of our very quick 400 Club segment. Those are the 2 400th issue comics that we wanted to spotlight. I want to get into some voicemails. I want to just relax, have fun, and let other people do my job for me.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
shit.
All right, like I said, we've got how many voice messages? We got 1, 2. Ed, don't look. I want to
Oh,
surprise you. All right, 2,
surprising.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I lost count.
Put your fingers
Anyways.
down.
Oh, it is 1. 2.
Fingers down. Thank you. For the listeners, you can't see this.
23.
Wow.
23 voice messages
That's why I
in
bought her
total.
wore sandals.
So here's what we're going to do. And like I said, it's a good little mix of past guests, friends of the show,
Okay.
people we
All
haven't heard
right,
from in a
all
while.
right, all
So what I want to do, Ed and C, you 2 are going to take turns. Give me a number 1 through 23.
Oh, man.
3 is omitted because that was Ben's voicemail. He kicked us off with the voice messages. Let's go ahead and have some fun. Ed, I'm sorry, C, give me your first number, 1 through 23.
10.
10. Okay, that would
Weapon
put
X, bub.
All right, here we go. This voice message comes from actually a new our
So this is Jamie from Connecticut.
Hi,
Used to be
Jamie.
in Jacksonville. That's how I started listening to your podcast. Anyway, my question for you is, how did you all meet? Because I don't remember
shit.
that in the early episodes, but I could have missed an episode here or there. Thanks so much. Bye.
All right, obviously I pressed the button way too quick, but big shout out to Jamie
Hi,
for sending
Jamie.
in a voice message.
Hey. Hello.
First time caller. Sounds like a long time
A
listener.
lady caller.
Yeah.
Really threw me off.
There's not a lot of them on this list.
I'm gonna apologize for all the Stacey X
Our
comments.
mom is not on the list.
but- No, I tried to. Even my mom was like, "I'll send you one."
She's like, Badr, that's played out, son. Why you all whack?
"All right." Jamie asked, "How did we all meet?"
Okay.
You guys want me to tell the? Tell the story?
No.
Okay,
You
so-
have a seat. Don't
True,
hurt
you
yourself.
picked it. You picked it. You go ahead. You
All
answer
right.
it.
I know exactly how I met Badr. I know exactly how I met Ed.
Hmm.
Let's start with Ed.
Okay. don't
I
remember.
met Ed a long time ago, back in the mythical year of 2009.
No?
In 2009, no, I met you before. I met you before. I didn't know you, but I met you when you were working at George's Music.
Mm.
right? Was it George's?
Mhm.
Okay. You were like metalhead Ed at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Your beard was huge. You had the like fucking spiked out hair.
Yeah.
And I was buying guitar gear, and I would ask you for shit randomly, and you'd be like super helpful, and I was like, man, this guy's pretty cool. He's got cool hair. and then I never saw you again.
Mm.
And then
That's my impact as a salesman.
this is
One and done. Never come back.
helpful and never a faithful customer.
Never come back.
It's like I love him and
That's
leave him,
solid.
guys. That's what I do.
'cause
Just like the kids.
then-
Just like his kids.
JB saying thank you for this question and your patience. And then I tried to hook up with a bunch of people who are making comics here locally
That's
because
right.
I wanted to do the same thing. I was irresponsible
Mhm.
and I was very as serious as I wanted to take it. I didn't understand how it all worked. Ed was a part of this collective group of artists who were already kind of established in Jacksonville. And that's how I met Ed. We were all working on an anthology book together. So if you can find it, it's hard to find. I
Unleashed,
doubt-
right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Unleashed was the name of the comic book. It was local here to Jacksonville. I have a bunch at my house. You're laughing.
Yeah.
I have your shit, Ed. So if you don't have any of those books, I have them. And yeah, I was like, oh shit, that was the guy from George's Music. God damn, he's a nice guy. And then I never saw him again.
Mhm.
And then after that, Badr, I'd known Badr. I met Badr in 2009 as well. Except I knew him through Drew. If you've been listening to the show, Jamie, I actually knew Drew before I knew Badr. And Drew was sort of like my little brother who I used to work with at Winn-Dixie. I've known this guy since he wasn't even legal to work nights at Winn-Dixie at the grocery store, right? He was a little bagger. He couldn't, his mom had to pick him up, all that shit. And, he's like, my little brother. And one time I went to the local comic book shop and there I saw this beautiful olive-skinned, widow's peaked, tall ass bastard who was like pretending to be Drake and really, really, really was into comics. And, I was like, what's your name? He was like, my name's Badr. my
Fresh off the boat, I see.
name is Badr Milligan. I have come
Like
to
water with the B.
I have come to this country to read nothing but Marvel comics because Godman Stan Lee told me that if you can believe it, you can achieve it. So here I am. And I was like, man, that's cool.
I don't remember
I was
this
like
place
this. I was
being
like,
that high.
hey, young blood, that's cool, man.
All right, let me go ahead and tell you real what it is. Let me tell you the real story.
You had that on tape. Yo, you got me so good just now.
I'm gonna let you finish.
No. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I met Badr through Drew, and we've been friends.
How'd you meet
since then.
Ashley? Was it through the pod?
Ashley, I met through another artist meetup through Rob,
Yes.
Rob Jones.
Yeah.
So I met her a while back, way before she was on the podcast again, and I was kind of like, oh, this is a nice lady. She's freaking talented. I was like, wow, she's very good. And
Yeah.
then didn't meet her again didn't talk with her for years.
Never saw her
until
again.
Badr had her on the show, and I was like, oh my God, homegirl, I met you. Like, what? Ashley, she's cool as shit.
She was like, I don't remember.
she was
you.
kind of like, oh yeah, Rob. Oh, okay, cool. Weirdo. But yeah, so yeah. Sorry, that's to answer my point of view.
Ed, you wanna chime in?
Yeah, we'll start.
Here we go.
I will start with Ashley because I actually met Josh first. I met him
Really?
at like at an art walk or something.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Yeah, or it was either an art show or like an art walk or something like that. And I would talk to Josh, and she wouldn't say a word to me.
Sounds about
Would
right.
not say one word. And I was like, oh man. And then I think me and her and a couple other people were going to Heroes Con, and she said like, I'll drive. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a long drive. We're not going to say, I haven't had like an actual conversation, but like when we did the trip, we just really hit it off, mostly talking shit about people, which was fun.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, we've been friends since I would say probably like 2010 or so.
Wow.
And it's just been on and off because, like I said, anyone who lives in Jacksonville knows, like, if you live on a different side of town, you might as well live in a different city.
That's the truth.
So I live on the west side. She's at the beach, so we might as well be in different countries.
True.
But yeah, I've known her forever. C, I don't quite remember
I'm not memorable.
the George's days were a bit of a haze because it was a lot of hours and a lot of like
Weed.
drinking. No more drinking.
You and Daniel Teller getting
Dan,
drunk?
yeah. Well, yeah, I was his chauffeur, so I had picked him up and dropped him off.
That's good.
So
I've seen Dan play live a lot of times.
yeah, Dan's awesome dude. And I think I met the first place I remember you was at like one of those meet up at like Mudville Grill or something.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
And like,
bringing back some
wow.
Jack's
like Logan,
fucking history right there.
Logan Zawacki.
Logan
man.
and
Oh, man.
Rob and
David
that
King.
one David King and Matt was part of
Yep.
it too. And that one weird guy that like was really into the Alamo.
Wade.
That's him. Doesn't he work there now or live there?
Dude, he's
May I
all
take
about
a wild
that life,
guess?
dude.
Was this a white man?
White.
I'll take shit.
White.
I'll take shit white
I
people
don't
like for
use-
500.
He is the.
I don't usually laugh heartily at Badr's jokes,
What is
but that shit caught me by surprise so much. He was like, I'm going to go out on a
zero
limb and
melanin,
say this was a
zero
white
pigment?
man.
Yes,
You
no
would
pigment.
be correct.
Shit,
Super
white people
white.
love for 500. Alex,
Yeah.
please.
The
Oh,
Alamo.
yes.
World War II, the Alamo. World War II, the Alamo.
Ed, may I?
And then
Okay.
I met you at Universe. You were working
Yep.
at Universe, so I
Yep.
met you through,
Mhm.
I guess, indirectly through James.
Yep.
So and yeah, old James. So I think
Ed, if I may add to
Yeah.
that, I don't know if you remember this, but I was working at the Cummer Museum.
yes, you were a security guy.
Yes. Yeah. Lamest, worthless, most security guy ever. You mean the dude that just wore a jacket that said
Yeah.
security and read comics in the corner? That was me. But
Is you that little sweet old lady? What was her name?
Oh, there were so many of them.
Yeah.
He
He was the only young
young
guy.
yeah, I mean, they were like 80.
I mean, come on,
it's
that's just
being
time.
real.
Father
But,
time.
Recipe. But we had the museum did like it was at the time it was like a one of a kind exhibit, and it was just to showcase local artists. And it was like something that we had never done in the museum. We were like really big
Never
into
done
traditional. No, they've definitely done it since. But at the time that I was working, I was blown away.
Shout
like,
outs to my girl Hope McMath.
shout outs to Hope was anyways. Yeah, big shout outs to Hope. But Ed, you had a piece hanging in that exhibit. It was like you, Chad Landenberger.
Oh,
yeah,
Chad.
two. Okay, my bad, my bad, Ed.
I
my
just
bad.
know.
I
I mean,
can't
you know,
wait to hear Badr's how he met us.
And I remember your piece. I was like, "Yo, this is dope." And then I
Yeah.
think I met you at like a art walk. I bought
Yeah.
a piece from you, and then I
That's
seen you
right.
at superhero. I'm sorry, at Universe.
Yeah.
And Ed, do you remember how many prints I was buying from you? I
Yeah,
felt like
you
I was
did some
funding,
commission-
like,
yeah.
you know,
He was a
like
good
your beer
customer
fund
for a
at
while.
least. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
that's funny.
eventually-
I didn't know you. I didn't realize you were working there when that show happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the creepy thing.
Oh.
The weird tie that I just thought of. Your signature character was Shiloh, right?
Yeah, I told Ashley
Wow.
that.
You did you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So she
Yeah.
owes you like.
There's like the fucking
Well, it's
dude.
a-
Like
a
that's like
residual check?
the connection, man.
damn, that's a good.
It's
one.
kinda
spelled
cool, right?
different. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Okay.
dig it.
I don't think she knew that. I told her that after she told me.
No,
what
she
his
didn't.
name
No,
was.
she didn't
Yeah.
know. That's the cool thing is
Yeah.
that it's like, it's like, man, fucking, we were all destined to like meet each other, you know?
Jamie, this is a really good question. for
Yeah,
the
and
record,
it's
Jamie.
Yeah.
funny
Go.
that show. I haven't thought about that show in a
Yeah.
while, but like
I think
when
I might have the Folio weekly paper that covered that
Oh,
show.
nice.
I think I've got it somewhere.
like
but-
I had a friend from work because I was at Georgia still, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, man, congrats on the show."
That's cool.
So I met
I'm
you.
like-
I met you through there. I was buying prints from you, and then eventually I was like, "Yo, I think he would be a good host." Met C via Drew. Obviously, I still remember the day of like being right outside the comic shop. You and Seabass pulled up, and that's when I first met you. And I think we literally had like an hour convo right outside the shop. And I was like, "Aren't you guys going in?" You're like, "Oh yeah, that's fucking right, yeah." But I just ended up, obviously, me and C just connected like that. Met Ashley through the podcast because when I had.
She was a guest.
She was a guest along
Rachel,
with
right?
Rachel.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I met her. And I remember she left an impression on Walt because he was like, yo, she didn't say much, but she was cool as fuck. Like Walt was like
That's the best way to describe
co-sign.
Ashley.
Yeah.
She don't say much, but she's cool as fuck.
Yeah, Walt was like, I
For all
like
the sh-
your energy, fool.
For all the shit we've talked, that's the look for anyone that look. The rule is when you're not on the show and you're a co-host,
R.I.P.
That is the way it works. We talk shit about you when you're not here.
Hey, pause really quick.
You ran out.
I ran out of battery on that one.
Good, because I do not look good.
Oh shit! Hold on. Damn, I had that bitch right here this whole time.
What?
Bobby.
Selfishly charging your own phone. How dare you? Oh no, see, your video footage went out. Oh no. Oh, see, we didn't get any video footage of you. That's fine. Just put like a little Watchmen happy face with a blood drop on it where my head should be.
Oh, okay, we back. Sorry. Whew. I was like, yo, see, his video's gone. Okay, boom. All right, we back. Where was that? Oh, Ashley, perfect way to describe her. Quiet, cool, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Jamie, fantastic question. And I felt like serendipitously that was like a good way to kick off this voicemail session. Let's move on. Ed, your turn. Pick a number 1 through 23. 3 and 7 are gone.
23
and 10.
Oh, okay.
3 and 7 or 10?
Sorry, 3 and 10. All right. 23 comes from our homeboy, Zach Armour.
Okay, here we go.
What's up, Shortbox Nation and the Shortbox Podcast? This is Zach from Comic Ventures. I want to wish you guys a happy 400th episode. I hope to hear 400 more. Thanks for having me on the show. It's been an honor. It's been a joy. You're the best comic book podcast in the world. Love you, Badr. Love you, team. And congratulations.
I love you, team.
Love you, team. Huh?
Love you, other guys.
Zach. Yeah, wow. Love you.
Badr, love you, etc.
Love you, Badr. Love you, etc.
And dot.
Love you, ellipsis. Love you.
Team. You guys.
We're
He at
shitting on
least
this
knows
man.
my name. What's up with that? I've talked to the guy.
We're shitting on this man so bad.
Anybody who is into comics knows that name.
Team.
Team. It's not even, well, E is in it, so that could be me.
For the
Who's
record,
T?
I want to say the funny thing about Zach is,
You know, Zach, you've got a cool name. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt.
you're like, I want to like you.
He had a
but you
20-word
fucked up already.
limit on the voicemail.
Look, the funny thing about Zach has been a co-host on the show twice at this point. It was on an episode where we talked about a Suicide Squad comic series, and help me out, Ed. It was Black Adam. I think it was Black Adam.
Black Adam. Yep.
It was 2 DC comics, and he is the biggest Marvel head like out there. And I remember by the second one, I was
That's
like, man,
right.
Zach, you've been fantastic. We got to have you on, another time. And he was like, can it please just be a Marvel book, please? Dude, he was like, I don't know what makes you think I can talk about DC, but I mean, I'm here because I want to be on the show.
That's funny. That's funny.
But he killed it. Big shout out to Zach. Check out Comic Ventures on Instagram. He does great content, and he's a fantastic friend of the show.
Thank you, Zach. That's
all right. See, back to you, man. 1 through 23. I'll just tell you if the number's already been chosen.
7.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh.
All right. This is you know what? I'm just gonna play it. Fuck
God.
it. Here we go. I'm excited for this one.
Well, look who it is. JK, 400 episodes. 400 episodes. I can't believe you got 400 episodes. You got people to agree to hang out with you 400 times. I can't even get my mother, who gave me birth, to come hang out with me at least 2 times. And, we try to hang out on the holidays, and she cancels on me all the time.
Is he drunk?
And it's at her house, and she cancels me. She calls me right when I'm at the dinner table about to say, she's like, I can't make it. I'm like, oh, okay.
What the fuck?
I'll talk to you later. Anyways, neither here nor there. 400 episodes, dang. It takes a village, takes a team.
What the fuck?
Takes a whole lot of effort, determination, sleepless nights, a lot of laughs. 400 episodes doesn't even amount to how many hours that was put into this love and labor of a show. So, I guess you got to give props where props are due. Freaking 400 episodes. Hang out, muff, Latin, Todd McFarlane. Anyways, but, you can't do anything without your team. So, got to shout out C, got to shout out Ed, got to shout out Ashley. And, shout out to, how the family has just grown. It's just not just them. A lot of behind the scenes, a lot of rivalries, a lot of things that are going on. So without further ado, we'll just get 400 episodes. See if we could do it to 800. Maybe we'll see. But anyways, guys, love you, and thank you so much for being part of the Shortbox team. We wouldn't be anywhere or anyone without people.
And I think Drew might be the only one that hit the limit. Even SpeakPipe was like, all right, time to
First
go.
off,
What is he talking?
first off, Andy, I love you. Second off, can you please send that to me?
Okay.
Whenever I'm down, I need to listen to that, and I will listen to it the same way I watch David Lynch films or Coen Brothers movies. Just fucking weird and artistic.
Oh,
That is an exercise in weird and artistic.
it was,
I want to fucking show that
Oh,
I could
man.
take that voicemail,
oh.
put it with a black screen, and show it at the Cannes Film Festival, and people would be like, genius.
It's real, like, stream of consciousness.
It's so stream of
Well
consciousness. It's so fucking weird.
What, rivalries and what's he?
I didn't know about that one.
He's like,
I was about to look at you guys like,
I feel
what's
like
going on?
Okay, this is like when Doctor Strange looks at eternity, like that scene in Guardians 2 when Peter looks up and he's got fucking eternity in his eyes, and he's like, "I see everything." This must be when you die, and the nature of the universe is revealed to you.
Wow.
If you were alive and that information was tried to like penetrate your normal ass 3-dimensional brain, that's what it would sound like. Hey guys, fucking rivalries.
I love that he spent the first half second talking about like
He's
you
like,
know,
yeah.
like the mom,
takes a village, takes a town,
Takes a
takes a
village?
team, I was like, this man is speaking like spiritual
incredible.
truths that you
Look,
guys don't even know yet.
all our real Shortbox fans know
Oh.
the legal liability. There's a reason why we called you the
True,
legal
reliable.
liability, baby. But look, it wouldn't be right doing no 400 without
I'm glad
Drew.
it was
I love
me.
It.
And
That-
he's
yeah,
lucky
dude.
number 7, so that fucking
Talk
works,
about
dude.
it.
That works.
All right, that was Drew. Ed, what about you? Give me a number.
Let's do 13.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Number 13 comes from our guy, Malcolm Jackson.
Hey.
All right, here it is.
Shortbox Nation, Shortbox Crew, Shortbox everything, man. You already know. This your boy Malk, man. Long time no see and all that jazz. Just want to congratulate y'all on 400 of them things, man, as I'm washing down the Batmobile in honor of you guys, man.
That's
it was
beautiful.
getting dusty, but y'all gave me a good reason to go ahead and clean that thing on up. But on the real, I just want to tell you guys congratulations. You guys have been not only just killing it, but I think what makes you guys great is you allow, fellow nerds like myself to really come out of that shell, and you gave them a place of a comfort and a space where they felt heard and can be themselves. Nerd culture in some cases can, they can treat you like crap, and you guys, you treat everybody like family, and people feel more welcomed and they're able to embrace who they truly are. And I think it's, the work that you guys do and how you present it has allowed, others to fit in like that. So, here's to 400 of them things, and here's to another 400 more. Mount Jags signing out. Go Jags, by the way.
All right, look, I've
Such a great tag. Yo, shit, man.
I've got to do it.
Mount Jack signing off. Go Jacks. Like, that's
Love it.
it's the
Love
most
it.
Jacksonville.
Like, I feel sorry for whoever goes up next because Malk is, that dude is unnaturally cool. He is just,
really
he's the
is.
coolest, man. Big shout outs to Malk,
thank
man.
you, man. Thank
Awesome
you for,
kind
for
words.
being vulnerable and saying all those things. And we treat everybody like crap, though. That's the only thing. It's
Especially if your name has any of these letters, B, A, D, and R. All right.
I don't even know how to spell, man. So, yo, I don't even see color, bro. So whatever.
All right. C. All right. Give me a number. You got the next voicemail. What we got?
2.
Ooh, okay. Number 2. Oh, yeah. Speaking about friends of the show, we haven't heard from in a long time.
Are you gonna
This one
do
comes
that every time? It's so gross, dude. You're a professional.
This one comes from our guy, Austin Wade Ellis.
Hey,
Here we go.
just call him Austin.
Yo, Shortbox. It's Austin Ellis, or as Badr would call me, Austin Wade Ellis.
I knew he was going to do it.
Dude's never got my name right.
I love it.
But just wanted to call and say thanks for 400 episodes of some cool bullshit. Had fun kicking it on a handful of shows with you guys. Yeah. Don't have a lot to say. Love you guys. Warren sucks. Peace.
Love you too, man.
Love a good shout out,
man.
Warren. Anytime.
Austin, man.
Oh, Austin Wade Ellis, you're so great.
Dude,
Austin Wade Ellis.
Austin cracks me up. You know, Austin, since I know inevitably you will be listening, you know who your voice sounds like? You sound like Sam Harris. You sound like the famous philosopher / neuroscientist Dr. Sam Harris. He has a podcast too. And he has a very pleasant voice.
Oh,
to
does Sam
to.
Harris have a podcast?
He has. Look, my point is, he has
Sam
a pleasant,
Harris, like the biggest podcast host in the world, has a podcast.
He has.
Did you know this?
Look,
wow.
first off, I was down
When
with
did
him
that
before.
happen? When
He
did you
didn't
start
have
doing that?
anybody listening to his shit. Okay. Second off, I'm just trying to pay the man a compliment, man. Austin has a very pleasant voice.
does.
He's one of the real ones, man.
And he's a master of the pregnant pause because boy, that was
Dude, it was good.
yeah.
It's good.
Big shout outs. Thank you. Austin.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
Love you too, dude.
All right, Ed, take it away. Give me a number.
20.
20. Okay. This one comes from our guy Trey Namo.
Trey Namo.
Patrons, our Patreons representing in the house. Here we go.
400 episodes. That's amazing. And your boy still can't get on the mic. R.I.P. No, I'm kidding. But what's up, Shortbox? Congratulations on the 400. It's your boy Trey. I'm up here at Second and Charles right now. They're doing a penny a page deal for all their used books. So, I had to get a lot of compendiums and some hardcovers. Also found a first Negan in the dollar bin, so can't go wrong with that. But, yeah, I definitely want to champion Invincible. And my question for y'all is, what's some cool compendiums or some cool trades that you guys just dive by? Love y'all and congratulations on 400. Deuces.
Love you too, buddy.
Man, look, my man is calling from a sale at Second and Charles. And did he say a penny a page?
Yeah, I was like,
That's badass. Hell, you had to be stocking up on trades and omnibuses. Yeah, fantastic. And Trey, let's see if we can't not get you on the show for another 400. Can we do it, guys?
Shout out. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Hashtag not everyone can be in the band. What up?
All right. Trey's question. He got a question. So recent, what he said, recent compendiums, graphic
trades.
novels we picked up. Who wants to take that one first? I got to go through my. You know what? I will mention one that I'm excited about getting here soon, and that is the Hip Hop Family Tree
The full
omnibus.
omnibus.
That's coming out real soon. I had it pre-ordered via Amazon, and Amazon gives like a stellar deal, which was like $50, but I canceled that order because I think cheapgraphicnovels.com had it for like $30, and your boy's frugal, and I will take that $20 savings for something else.
My man.
So that's what I'm gonna spotlight. Ed, give me a compendium trade hardcover.
It's going to be both because Dark Horse is reprinting all of Richard Corbin's work.
They sure as shit are.
I just got Murky World. It's beautiful.
Oh, man.
And Den is coming up at the end of the year.
It's in my book. It's
So-
in my cart.
So those are the things I'm most excited about, finally getting a chance to get all that stuff. I'm sure the Dark Horse does a really good job of their trades and collections. And yeah, I'm going to get everyone that comes out. So that's the ones I'm really looking forward to.
So best ones I have bought. I'm going to say the Hellboy Library editions. And I bought the Jim Starlin hardcover Adam Warlock. Worth buying. What the fuck are you doing, bro? I'm counting on you fucking interacting with what the fuck I'm trying to say, and you're sitting here trying to make shit work. What the fuck? Oh, no. Let me just wait on you, Badr. Let me just wait. No, because I require interactions. I'll remain quiet when you say something to simulate the same effect.
I want
fine.
Take
your time.
Is he going to do a Dreadstar omnibus?
I don't know, man. You know what I really want? I want a Star Reach omnibus that's affordable because they have the artist edition
yeah.
that is like $600
Jeez.
That's like, oh man, I would totally buy one of those.
Is that one of those big ones that doesn't fit on any bookshelf?
Correct.
Ever made?
Correct.
Okay. Like this,
Yeah.
5 feet tall.
So anyway, Badr, welcome back.
Hey, I was here the whole time. I was not plugging in a phone because it was low on battery.
So Hellboy Library Edition and also the Jim Starlin Adam Warlock hardcover that covers the Marvel premieres. You know, fucking I'm bougie and I want the Marvel premieres, man. Magazine format or nothing.
Yo, look,
bitch.
food. Yo, baby Sammy ain't eating for a little bit. But
Yo,
my man's library is stocked.
My daughter's never going to college, but you better believe she gonna get that Steve Ditko creepy.
All right. Thank you so much, Trey, for that one.
Thanks, Trey.
All right. Who chose that one? Was that Ed? That was yours? Okay. C, give me a number.
3.
3? We've already done 3.
4.
4. Hey, yo, so don't ever come for my girl, all right? This is from Blythe, and you better put some respect on her.
What? Blythe?
We got a voice message from my baby. No,
She's
right now,
stupid.
technically, she's not in the other room. She's at a bar watching the Jags game like a true American, all right?
Oh, my God.
Look at you.
All right, here we go.
See you later, sweetheart.
Yeah, so here we go.
I know a lot of people are going to call in and comment on the content that the Shortbox produces, and rightfully so. I've had the pleasure of being 10 feet away where all that recording magic happens. But I wanted to shine a light on particularly the behind the scenes that most Shortbox fans don't see. And that's the research, the show notes, the group text conversations, the guest coordination, creating social media posts to promote the content, the editing, the attention to detail editing that Badr does for each episode just to make sure that it respects your time and attention, the audience's time and attention, is something that I really don't see any other podcaster doing, including myself. And he's done it for over 400 episodes now. The end result of that content is having its moment, but I think the behind the scenes work that Badr and the crew have done deserve all the accolades. It's not easy to fit in a podcast in between your normal life of everything that you have to do and then fit in the podcast consistently over years of time.
That's because Badr does it at
But
work.
it's totally worth it. So congrats to the Shortbox crew on achieving this milestone, and I look forward to listening in on those future conversations from 10 feet away. Congrats again.
That's beautiful.
Come on, man.
That's cute, man. That's cute.
That's my baby.
Ed doesn't wash his hands when he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, I know, right?
I do.
Like, I
do.
got nervous. This
How
was going to be
dare
like
you?
an expose. Like, it's like, I'm here
He didn't
10
flush
feet
the toilet
away.
last time.
Pretty sure Cesar drinks way too much.
She's like,
and he drives
intervention.
drunk.
she's like, Cesar eats us out of house and home every time he comes over.
I wish he'd leave.
Yeah.
Badr's toes smell. He snores. He has to wear a CPAP machine.
Yo, look, I feel like that.
That was nice.
I
Which
thought
she
she
shared-
usually leaves when we record.
Well, no, she's
Now
puts
we
on-
know why.
She puts on her noise canceling headphones when you
okay.
guys come. But I feel like everything she shared is absolutely applicable.
Oh,
to all
do
of us.
you? Do you?
Yo.
Do you feel like it?
Badr does all
you were
this work.
so great, Badr.
The other guys don't do anything.
Badr.
He's like, which is true, but still
Look.
rude to say
Badr.
on a recording.
You're
Badr,
like,
baby, you're so good. Also, when you're done, sweetheart, I will shave your legs when you're done recording, like we always do, boo boo. Thank you.
she's like, if you'll take out the trash when we're done, too. Okay,
Thank you. Love you.
We're going to Disney next weekend, whether you
Love
like it or not.
you.
All right, thank you, Blythe. All right, Ed, let's go. Let's get through these a little quicker. Ed, you got the next pick. Give me a number.
Let's do. Have we done 9?
We have not done 9. And 9
It's
is
the most inefficient way to do this. We should have just done it down the line, like, all right.
No, this is kind of fun. You never know, right? You never know. All right.
I hope you're keeping track.
I am. Look, of course I'm keeping track. Come on.
It's one of
did
the
you not
many
hear-
things you do.
Did you
Many
not
things
hear-
he does.
Did you
dude.
not hear
Many
Blythe's,
things.
voicemail? All right, this one comes from our guy, Greg motherfucking Hopkins, who
Hey.
was just
All right,
recently
Greg.
on
Boom
the
Studios,
podcast.
Greg Hopkins?
The Boom
Wow.
Boom
Studios.
Studios, Greg Hopkins.
Here we go.
VP.
400 episodes, and it took me 400 tries to get this voicemail correct. Barter, you are killing it. Shortbox is awesome. So proud of you all. Thank you for having me on the episodes I've been on, and I look forward to another 400.
Nice.
Oh man, that's Greg,
Short and
man.
sweet. Come on, man.
That's nice.
He's the real one.
Now, Greg, if Boom Studios is looking to expand their marketing capabilities of podcasting,
Can your Marvel blood even
Boom.
say that
Whoa.
with like a serious look on your face?
bro, look, if we got a Boom Studios or any type of
The
content,
Boomcast.
Butter. I love
Yo, welcome to the Boomcast.
Yo.
We're talking Power Rangers and all 25 covers.
you're funny. I mean, look, Cesar,
Butter's like, shut the fuck up, and I'm trying to get a job, fool.
Ed, you trying to get paid or what? All right.
It's like none of them checks have cleared, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Butter.
All right. So give me a number.
5.
5. Man, I'm so excited to play this voice message. I'm like, jokes aside, I've been looking forward to this one.
Oh my god.
Speaking about friends we haven't heard from a long time.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Chris Ahola, ladies and
Hey.
gentlemen.
Whoa.
Yo, Shortbox crew, this is Chris Hohola, former Shortbox co-host during the golden era of the podcast. Just wanted to say congratulations on episode 400. It's definitely quite the achievement. I'm honored to call you all friends, and even though I had to move away, it's a joy to hear y'all's voices through the podcast. Obviously, my favorite episodes were the ones I hosted alongside Adam and Ed. But my question to you all is, what has been your favorite episode that you've recorded this far and why? And one more question. What does the Shortbox podcast mean to each one of you?
God damn it.
Oh, man.
Hope you keep going strong for another 400. And hey, just as an FYI, my calendar is wide open for a reunion episode. Love y'all. Peace.
Man, love
Call
you,
it
Chris,
arrow.
man.
Come on,
That's
man.
awesome.
Chris.
That is so awesome. I mean, like,
You know what, man? Chris is funny, man.
Chris is awesome.
You know what?
Love that dude.
Let me say this. It's not my favorite, but it's up there. The Civil War episode where we were talking about Batman versus Superman, and we were also talking about, I think, Civil War. And it was like it was like him. Who I can't remember what the sides were, but we all like Badr, of course, was like in Mephisto fashion, trying to fuel everyone.
I was the host. Okay,
to
got
like
it.
make everyone mad. Like, yeah, see, so you like Batman versus Superman? I said, well, I didn't say I liked it. Adam's like, yo, fuck you for liking that movie. And I was like, I didn't. Well, hold on, man. Fuck you. Wait, maybe I do. And then Badr's in the background, like, yes, excellent, excellent.
This
Fight
is
amongst
views and
yourselves.
views.
Yeah, yeah.
Think of the views.
I will tell you this. This is an easy question to answer,
No.
Chris.
Yeah.
The episode that I like the most.
Wait, no. His question was, what does Shortbox mean to you?
That was the second part of his question.
Oh, okay.
First part of his question was which one you like the most. The episode I like the most is the Christmas episode where, God, that was the first time we instated the Christmas. The first Christmas episode we did was kind of like fun. And then the next time we did it was sort of like this is like a tradition. We're all going to give each other gifts and we're all going to get fucked up.
Yeah, the Christmas parties.
And I think it was the second time your dad was on. And it was me. It was like this, or it was the second time I did the Doctor Strange and Ed was the insufferable sort of, God, I got to put up with fucking drunk Doctor Strange.
Yeah, played Wong.
And he was
Wong, yeah.
right? And we got
Typecasting.
fucking lit up. And it was so much fun. And it was a good time. I think that might be it. Any Christmas episode we do.
Those are fun.
Those are really good.
Ed, you want to share a favorite episode or what the Shortbox means to you?
I think my favorite, my recent favorite, I always like the artist spotlights, but I think one of our best ones was the Bill Watterson one.
Dude,
One of the recent ones.
dude.
Right there with you.
I think that is like, everyone was, I think well prepared and on point with everything. And that was one of those are my favorite if I have to like classify them, but I think we really did a good job on that one.
Yes, you had another awesome episode without Ashley. I like your choice.
Well, if she was here, my answer may have been different, but she's not. So
You know what?
I like how you tied
she
that
wasn't.
in.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right.
I'll say, as far as what the show means to me, refer back to what I said when it comes to just the level of how much it has impacted my life. I met my wife through the Shortbox. And if I didn't meet her, I wouldn't have my kid, and I wouldn't have the life I have now, and all the happiness and unexpected joys that come with that. So, God damn you, Badr, you get credit for that too.
Yeah.
So,
And it's been to tag along with that. I didn't meet anybody, so none of that happened. But
Man, I was fucking.
But
I literally have stitches.
not everybody.
I've got stitches in my side right now, and I almost fucking busted them. Like I was like,
I haven't met
shit.
I haven't met nobody. But
God damn it, Ed.
I do I do enjoy it as like I said, if even like when we're all together or we've figured out how to do it, via like Zoom, it's just a good creative outlet. And it's because it's like you guys are probably the only people that I know that are into this stuff. So it's like when you have the few friends you can talk to, and it's cool to actually talk to it, and it's cool to not only talk to it but share it, and then that it entertains people for whatever reason
at the niche level.
Yeah, at the niche level,
Yeah.
and there's an audience for it, and we've achieved. I'm not saying we're the biggest, but I think for like a small town podcast, I think we've done pretty well. And a lot of that is a tribute to Badr, but it's been it's like another creative outlet that I otherwise would not have. So it's awesome because I'd be too lazy to do one on my own. So
I appreciate that. I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet and say,
Thank God.
Recent favorite episode. I think Ed hit something with the Bill Watterson episode, but I'll go one artist spotlight back. Which I want to say Ashley was there for that one. It might have been the last artist spotlight episode that we
for
did.
a change.
yeah,
yeah. I want to say she was there for the damn it, the Alreds episode.
that was
The Mike and Laura Alred episode. And
That was a good one.
and we even got a shout out from
We
them.
sure did.
So that's awesome.
yo,
You're welcome.
exactly.
You're welcome for shit talking. By the
Mike-
way, guys.
Yeah, he's like,
I
tell
put
that
us on
guy
the
that said I
map.
was a Mormon.
Yeah,
Fuck you, buddy.
you, buddy.
Mike Alred, share the episode. I guess listen to it without any push from
That
us.
was like the
which was
day
awesome.
it dropped too. It wasn't like
Yeah.
that's impressive.
Yeah, it was awesome. I got to say that was that. And
Badr's like, yo, I'll be atting you. It
Yeah.
don't matter.
yeah, none of that worked. And then I'll probably say another more recent one was number 375, the Short Box Holiday Special. It was the last time that we were all together as a family. We took that awesome family Christmas photo. I mean, just thinking back about it, it's like, yo, Ashley, Ashley's busy now. Like you said in the beginning, she's a mom now. That was the last time we got to see her before she was like an official mom. Like Shiloh was still in her belly. Like, it was a great Christmas.
She still made us drinks too.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did. Yeah, she
Like
did.
a very irresponsible.
She did
mom.
not lose the bartender talent.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and as far as what Shortbox means, I mean, you guys have already said it in better ways than I could. I think Shortbox for me means family. I think about like the friends that are more like family to me, through a shared passion. You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
I think
Vin Diesel over here.
Yo, it's about
Come on.
family. Fucking Jason Mimosa
I
over
guess
here.
you got me
All
on
right.
that one. I did sound kind of corny saying that.
You know what it's about, family.
I'm not gonna lie. That got me.
I am Groot.
I need to stand on this box next to the rock so I look taller.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Riddick.
Yeah, Chris, thank you. All right, Ed, give me take a number.
Let's do one.
Wow. Okay. This is an interesting pairing because this comes from another voice we have not heard from.
gotta
in a
be
while.
Adam.
Adam Waller.
I knew it. I knew
Whoa.
it. I knew it.
Here we go.
Shortbox, congratulations, 400 episodes. That's absolutely crazy. Badr, Cesar, Ed, Ashley, you all are amazing. I love you all. And it's just awesome. Here's the 400 more. Talk to you guys soon.
Damn.
Man, that's Adam for
Come
you,
on,
though.
man.
Yeah.
That's Adam, you know.
Short, sweet, but goddamn
He's
impactful.
like,
Is
you
that
know
good? Is that good enough
Is
for
that
you?
good enough? Please don't make me show my feelings any more than I have to. I'm German. Please don't make me do it.
That was good.
That's
Good
awesome. It's good to
Man.
hear from Adam.
pick. It really is.
Dude,
I'm thinking about.
love you too, man. Thanks, Adam.
I'll go ahead and share this. I guess with anyone that's still listening to this,
Oh,
this is a
of
train
course.
wreck of an
It's
episode.
riveting and
No,
material.
this is
Adam has expressed interest in coming back on. He's like,
Really?
yo, my calendar's open. I'd love to, maybe sit in on a couple episodes.
okay.
So we'll see if we can make that happen. I mean, granted, Ed has already exposed that them golden years weren't so golden. Ed was coming up here with like
shit.
less than prepared. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. See, you know what? At this point, we could probably just play these down because the numbers are all kind of scattered.
Oh, can we?
All right, pick a goddamn number.
Oh, I don't know. 6.
Damn, good. That was actually pretty good. All right, we haven't played 6 yet. All right. 6 comes from yet another longtime supporter of the show.
I got the
and
fucking
our,
touch, man.
And our, I would say this person is among our Patreon flag-bearing, like, just supporters.
It's got to be Nick.
David Morales.
Oh, David Morales. I'm glad I picked him.
Come on. Here we go.
Yo, Spider Gooch and his short box.
Yes!
Congratulations
I was gonna
on
bring it up.
episode 400. Thanks for all the content and laughs over the years. If I could, I wish I could encapsulate my favorite episodes into paperback form. That way I could put them on display at home with the rest of the greats that I have.
That's funny.
My question to y'all is, what is your first conscious exposure to comic books?
Ooh, yeah.
And if this has already been asked, what is your hack or advice for getting over a creative rut? I'd also like to shout out and champion you guys as my champion for this week to potential sponsors. Looking at you, Genies and Habe Mame.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure what that last part
I think
was.
those were words. I'm just not sure what they meant in context. I think David had a stroke. So if you are smelling burning toast,
David, if you hear this, call me.
Do you smell burning toast, David? Buddy, we're concerned.
And whoever this Habe Mami is, my boy Ed is out here, single. Habe Mami.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 questions. I'll let you guys pick which one. He said, actually, I forgot what his questions were.
Fucking forgot the question.
Getting over a creative hump and
first conscious
exposure to comics. I think I already no.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. I already shared this on the Al Letson episode I dropped last week.
I'm sorry.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh, his question's not good
Al Letson
enough.
available at
yeah. First Coast Connect, Al Letson, NPR. I'll answer the creative hump. Sometimes I think you just got to take a step back and just go do regular life shit, until like you're ready to come back to fresh eyes and you've lived a little. And sometimes like those life experiences will push you past that creative hump because now you can tackle it in a different opinion. At least for me, when I'm tired of the podcast, I just go like live life and then come back, and I'm like, okay, I feel a little more energized. I'm not so stressed out because I think sometimes you hone in so deep. Or I'm sorry, hone in so deep. Wow, what are we talking about?
You know
Am I talking about
keep
creative?
going. You got a shovel. You got a shovel. Keep going.
I think sometimes you could be in the process, zoomed in so much you can't see like the forest for the trees, and you just got to pull back and just go live a little.
These are the most cliche ass answers I've ever heard in my life.
But they work though. They work though.
Wow.
All right, see, let me hear you.
Let me hear
yours.
first conscious exposure to comics.
My dad, he gave me some.
daddy.
He gave me some Spider-Man comics.
That's actually touching. I mean, that's those. I'm sure he might know that, right? If he's been listening this long.
All right, for David,
but that's
I'll
good.
repeat.
No. I'm not saying add more to it. I'm just saying like that's cool.
I don't want you talking more.
No,
no, see, take it away.
All right. My first conscious exposure to comics was in the newspapers. So newspaper comic strips were my first conscious exposure. And Calvin and Hobbes has a little bit to do with that. I actually was exposed to Calvin and Hobbes before I could read. So, excuse me, I actually have memories of looking at the covers.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, man. I made it, dude. Hooked on phonics. So that's probably my first conscious exposure to comic books. Second, as far as a hack concerning any sort of creative block you might have, let me give you a little insight as to, I guess, how the human brain works. Regarding states of consciousness, right? You have your waking state, which is you walking around every day doing shit, right? You have your regular ass sort of subconscious state, which is like when you go to sleep, it's there, right? And then you have your different breakdowns within that, your alpha, beta, theta waves, whatnot. You dream during REM sleep, that sort of thing. Your third level of consciousness, which is all this is measurable, is below that. And that is where most of your stress sort of gets built up, right? So I'm going somewhere with this, David. If you ever feel like you have a writer's block or an artist's block of any kind, take a breath, relax, do the best you can to try and just maybe concentrate on some breathing exercises, because all that block really is stress being relieved, right? So all the muck and the mire from the lowest form of consciousness is basically going up. Anytime you activate the creative part of your brain, the stress part of your brain lives there too. So think of it like a big, huge knot. And once that knot gets dissipated, it looks like Thanos dust when he snaps somebody away, right? But that dust has to rise to the top. All that dust rising to the top is the blockage. So don't be afraid when the blockage happens. Give it time. Give yourself time. It will dissipate and you will be able to create once more. Just don't wait forever. Just relax. The biggest thing you can do is just don't panic and you'll get past it. So that's it.
I thought you were giving advice on CPR for a minute.
Wow.
But wow. I mean, Ed, you got to follow up with that. What you got, Ed?
See, there's 3 planes of existence. There's the waking plane.
That's it.
And the
Bing, bing. Where's my sitar?
My first exposure, I think I've told this, it's basically like my dad would always, like I said, it's stores back then would have like, quarter boxes and nickel boxes and dime boxes. Yeah. So he'd always get a stack and then go through them first to make sure they're okay. So my earliest comic memories are all the old like C-list Marvel and DC guys.
I'm jealous of your comic book experience, by the way.
Like Shang-Chi, Power Man, Iron Fist, Heroes
I like
for
all
Hire,
that shit now. Yeah.
Blackhawks, like a lot of those weird kind of Silver Ages, Bronze Age kind of C-listers that were in the discount bin. So Sea Devils.
It's like all the stuff Jim Aparo was doing that wasn't big name shit.
So that was my first experience with comic. And then, of course, you get like the Calvin and Hobbes books and the Garfield books and all that stuff, Peanuts, whatever. And when the newspapers had comics in them, you'd always grab those. But as far as like a slump, I've always had the kind of philosophy of treating it like when like an athlete or someone has like a slump or something like that, where you just work through it. You might switch gears a little bit, but you kind of, like I said, I agree with Badr saying you kind of step back a little bit, but don't do it too long. And otherwise you just never come back.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Don't concentrate on the block.
Yeah. So like I said, but I always, like if I'm having trouble with something, then I will do a different exercise that it's related, or just kind of change gears in that same, whatever your block is at. Because I always think you have to work through it. Because I think if you leave it, you just get used to that and never come back.
Yeah, David. So that was 2 great ways of saying don't listen to anything I said.
Yeah,
quite the opposite.
I mean, I didn't want to just come out and say that. But it depends on what it is. Like, 'cause I'm doing it for drawing,
Fair
like
enough.
someone's doing surgery, some important shit, that's going to be a different set of rules. But if it's like an art related thing for me, even if you're playing an instrument or something, you just work through it.
Yep.
But yeah, if it's something more serious, then definitely it kind of depends on how serious what the block is or what your burnout is occurring. But, there is a value in just, taking a break, but depending on what it is. So like I said, for the dumb shit I do, just work through it.
Fair enough. Good advice. All right. Thanks so much for that voice message, David. Thanks so much for that voice message, David. We're going to keep it moving.
You okay? Did you have a stroke?
For a minute, my brain had a brain fart. All
All
right. We've got 3, 6, 9. Wow, 11. We've got 11 more. So I'm just gonna play through the remaining ones.
Do it.
Gonna go a little more quicker. These last ones. All right, this next one comes from our guy Eli Schwab, who has been a guest of the show.
Speaking of TMNT fans,
yeah, exactly.
My man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and play it, man. Eli.
What up, Short Box Nation? It's your boy Eli Schwab from Cosmic Lion Productions. Just wanted to wish you a happy 400 episodes. Wow, that's insane. Good shit. And just remind you, the heart, the soul, the blood, the body of comic books is original art. Go out there and spend all of your money. No, listen, I said all of your money on original art. And some for your friends' comic books. Much love to everyone over there. Can't wait to hang out and chill with y'all again at another convention down the road. Much love, Cosmic Lion Radio Productions. Short Box Nation.
Wait for it.
Eli is the man, dude.
Yo, Eli is the man. Look, Eli does a lot of traveling for conventions. I've seen him at Heroes. He was just at San Diego. I don't know if I'm going to see him at New York Comic Con.
My man looks like a goddamn cosmic lion for real. Like that mane of hair is freaking ferocious and incredibly beautiful.
Eli is one of the best dudes in comics, and I highly recommend you check out what he's doing with his own comic imprint, Cosmic Lion Productions. He's got some talented people. Big shout outs to Kevin Catalan, who does Space Knights, which is a fantastic comic.
Yeah, dude's punk rock for real.
For sure. All right, this next voice message comes from a brand new Patreon subscriber, so you know we got to give him a round of applause for making the best damn decision of his life this month. All right, we got a new
this month.
We got a brand new Patreon subscriber, and he did not hesitate to send in a voice message and celebrate the 400th with us. If I understand correctly, he's been a fan of the podcast for a minute, and this is his first time sending something in.
My name is Cesar Billigan.
It's actually Jeff Fremond. Here we go. Fremond.
Yo, Short Box Podcast. This is Jeff at It's Geek to Me. If you're on TikTok, go follow me, check it out. Sorry for the shameless plug. Wanted to wish all of you a happy 400th episode. I'm going to be 52 this November, and I am a gigantic geek. Love everything geek, and just the interviews, the conversations, the reviews, the chats, all of it. Every single episode that you guys put out is just phenomenal. So I look forward to many conversations for years to come, hopefully. Hopefully we will toast you guys on 800 episodes. And that's it. Happy 400. Thanks for everything, guys. Bye.
Oh, thank you.
Damn, Jeff, we have been talking shit behind the scenes for every voicemail we played. But that one, you could hear a pin drop in this studio.
I know, right?
That was well said. Thank you so much, Jeff. That means a lot. And welcome to the Patreon, by the way. All right, brother. Thank you so much for your support.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Patreon subscribers and, our number one flag bearing Short Box Nation representatives and supporters, this next one comes from my guy, Mac Jacobson, a.k.a. Flursley.
Yo, Shortbox Nation. It's your boy Mac here. Just wanted to say congratulations on the 400 episodes. That is absolutely insane to think you guys are at 400 episodes. What an accomplishment. What an accomplishment, and what an even better podcast. Just congratulations. I cannot be more proud of you guys. I do have one quick question for you all, though. Because it is the 400th episode of the podcast, what is the first comic book that each of you remember reading? I think that would be really fun to hear about, especially on this momentous 400 episodes. So yeah, hope you all have an amazing podcast and keep it short, box fam. Peace.
Hell yeah, Mac. Thank you, brother. All right. He wants to know first comic book we've read. Let's make this like a lightning round one. I'm going to say the first comic book I remember reading. All right. This is one of two, but the first one is Fantastic Four, number 167. It's got Hulk and Thing back to back on this giant Ferris wheel fighting the rest of the Fantastic Four. It was a 2-issue story. Little did I know that one of the first comics I would ever read would be a George Perez interior drawn comic book, and apparently the cover is drawn by Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott. I did not know that until right now, but it's written by Roy Thomas, and the story is like Hulk somehow convinces Thing to team up with him. Thing's not in his right mind, and he fights the Fantastic Four in across 2 issues. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely retro Marvel, but it's like one of the first books my dad handed to me to try to get me into comics. It did not work. It was later on that a Spider-Man issue would actually do that. C, what about you?
It was an Alf comic. Ha! I kill me. Hey, Willie. Yeah, Alf. If you guys remember that fucking show, you're
Alien
old
life form.
as
Oh my
fuck.
God.
If you remember Alf, you have bad knees and probably bad cholesterol. Yeah. Alf, number 13. It was a Marvel comic, believe it or not.
Oh.
It was I was a wee lad.
Make mine Marvel.
I'm a little late. Sorry.
That's
I'm trying to find it.
Wow.
All right, Ed, what about you?
I'm not 100% sure, but it is definitely Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, probably number 33. I remember having a bunch of those randomly. So I know it was one of those. It was probably the first one that I, like, I'm going to say actually read, not just looked at the pictures. Like, read the words. But that's probably, it's in that. I can't remember because, like I said, I would get them in like little stacks. So I can't quite remember. Is either that or might be like that Transformers one that came out.
Ooh.
With the Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Yeah.
Ooh. The one that he never saw Optimus Prime in his life and just painted something. So cool. But it's still cool.
Yeah,
it's still cool.
Yeah. And Mac, the comic that did get me was Spider-Man 72 because it had Ben Reilly Spider-Man on the cover swinging away from a Sentinel. It was like an Onslaught crossover, and Onslaught like.
Yo, stop lying, bro.
No, I'm telling you.
You know your first comic was like something lame. You know it was like something
Fantastic
like
Four 167. I already told you. All right, moving on. Oh, okay. This next voicemail actually caught me by surprise just because I didn't quite catch the name at first. But when I put two and two together, speaking of
Robert
former
Downey Jr.
Rob Liefeld actually called back.
Oh,
hell yeah.
This is actually from a long time guest that we had on the show, like way back. If you remember episode 242, for all our true OG Shortbox fans, it was the last music episode we did. I invited a young up-and-coming rapper by the name of The Black Toilet on the show.
Oh, that guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's funny. He's talented as fuck. And he actually sent something in, which I can't wait to play it. Here we go.
I just want to say shout out to the Short Box for blessing me with the opportunity to be on a podcast for the first time in my life. And thank you for that. Congratulations on 400 episodes. That's huge. That's a huge accomplishment for the Jacksonville scene and everybody alike. So I just want to say keep pushing, keep grinding. And we appreciate all that you do for us. Congratulations.
Man. I'm serious. I got teary-eyed when I put two and two together.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Big shout-outs to Black Toilet, a.k.a. Malik.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. That was an awesome episode. And it was like one of the last music episodes that we did before we shifted full on into just comic talk. So hopefully you're doing well, man. Okay, speaking of short box OGs.
This is your life.
Speaking of short box OGs. I guess you could say that, right? Short box has played a big part. But speaking of short box OGs, this next voicemail. Come on, man.
Is it Walt?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, I know.
I kind of ruined the surprise there, but
okay.
It comes from our guy, one of the biggest supporters of ours. One of the first. I mean, he holds a lot of firsts to his name when it comes to short box history.
First
That's our
patron?
guy, Nick Wagner.
I knew it was Nick.
Here we go.
Hey guys, Nick Wagner from Black Hive Tattoo here. Just wanted to call in and congratulate you on 400 episodes. I never doubted you for a second. I knew you were going to do it. I think you all have done an awesome job. It's been a lot of good guests and hosts over the years, but I got to point out that I was the first guest, and I was your first Patreon subscriber.
I knew he was going to say it.
I might have been your first paid advertiser. You have to check it with Badr on that one. If I wasn't, I was one of the first, so whatever. Anyway,
what a
it's been a
metalhead.
fun trip watching you go from a spider-infested garage all the way up to Badr doing convention panels and just all the people over the years, Drew and Walt and all the current hosts. I mean, just Cesar, Ed, and Ashley are just such a good foil for Badr. Keep them in line. Here's to another 400.
That's awesome.
Nick, more like keep
Nick,
me out of line.
Nick, thank you for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Nick has a lot of accolades. Like when we, because he had hit me up, was like, yo, I'm gonna send this voice message, but I want to make sure I've got my facts right. First guest, first Patreon subscriber, and I want to say first, I think sponsor of the show. Like without Nick, I would not have launched the Patreon. I remember like he invited me to coffee, and he had a very stern talk with me in like the Nick Wagner way. He was like, "Look, motherfucker, you're doing some good shit with this podcast, but you got to go get paid." And I was like, yeah, I guess I should. So Nick has been a big like champion of ours, and it was awesome. Like, it's Nick Wagner, man. All right.
He gives great hugs, by the way. So if you see him, give him a hug.
Yeah, if you got like a little creak in your back and you need it kind of popped, just go to
Why are you
Nick.
trying to exploit the man? I was talking about just affection. You're like, yo, he's a good chiropractor. Fucking try and get that shit for free. Jordan.
Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and stop video because we lost CN video. We might as well just stop the video.
You goddamn right.